You can support this show at patreon.com/ASA podcasting.
Cows ass with a banjo.
The wasteland is a post-apocalyptic mess as the sole survivor wanders out about to see the rest. Nuclear explosions sending out the gamma rays from deep within the core of frozen atomic waste. From deep within the core of frozen atomic waste.
Hello and welcome to the 557th edition of the Fallout Feed. I am Andrew, joined by a flock of my favorite person, Jess. What's going on, Jess?
Hey, Andrew, greets everybody. Tonight is all about me.
Folks of a feather flock together.
Yes, we do. Speaking of folks of a feather, we got a lot of feedback tonight, too. So
Feedback,
be fantastic.
folks. Those folks tonight are our good buddies, Suliore, Rando Wasteland, Vanessa, Calm Horizons, and Nicky, and Mr. Shoveler. So we'll get into those here in a little while. We are over in the, what's it called, Sierra Madre? No. What's it?
Yes.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
okay.
That's the casino with the Sierra Madre.
Okay, yeah. Dead Money. We're rolling through the DLC. Final DLC. Well, technically first DLC. Final one that we're playing for this season's Roundtable of Fallout New Vegas.
Can you believe it might be coming to an end? This is the season that would never end.
This is the season that never ends. We started it like June of 24, I think. So
yeah,
solid 3 years, and we're good.
Was that 1824
yes,
or 2024? I don't remember.
It was what year did Fallout stuff happen? It wasn't 2076, was it? When did stuff happen?
2077.
We're still a few years away from that.
We'll get there by the time we're done. But no, it's been an awesome roundtable. I do believe this may be our longest. Our previous longest.
Oh, God, easily, right?
Was a Fallout 4 Factions one. That one was just about as long. But even the Fallout 3 with all DLC was not as long as this New Vegas with all DLC one has turned out to be.
Well, I just want to take a second to really reach out and appreciate the Fallout feedback people this week, just because, holy shit, usually by the time we get to an end of a season, you know, it always starts off everyone's super excited, but I know people get bogged down, people get busy,
right.
People don't want to play a game for
others playing along.
People don't want to play a game for 8 months straight like we do, you know what I mean? Like, some people switch it up and go and play other stuff, but I just want to say, usually by the time we're at this, we have one, maybe two people sending in feedback, and it's not even consistent. It's just like, oh, if I get you. So I think this is probably our most successful roundtable so far, in that we still have like 5 or 6 people really being consistent, sending in the feedback for fucking over half a year, 7 months. We've been twisting these poor people's arms and shoving them in the mud, and like, give me your feedback, and they do it every week. They're so nice.
They do. I want to thank not only the people giving feedback now and the people started on, but also all the listeners sticking with us through the long season too. I mean, generally, the roundtables tend to be some of the more popular stuff we do because we have the focus. We're going to talk about the game. There's stuff to glean from it from a lore and quest perspective, etc. But it's a long time to stick with us doing one thing, too. And I know, we've got plenty of listeners out there who just enjoy listening to the feedback, too. So thank you guys as well.
Super good job. All right, on tonight's show, got some gameplay off the top. Our game time, I've prepared little Appalachia. No road trips this week, just our normal locator, old style Appalachia here. Feedback, like I mentioned, from Suliore, Rando, Vanessa, Calm Horizons, and Shoveler, and some Iguana bits. We got the SGF happening recently, so we'll get into some good details with all of that stuff. And it's gaming convention season, so I'm sure Jess has got her scribe to the stone, as they say. People used to write that way. Good Lord. All right.
I know, right? Handwriting. Cursive longhand. My goodness.
Scratching into stone. My hand gets tired just writing normally. Could you imagine actually having to like press into stone to get an impression? Good Lord. All right. Or use a chisel? Fuck. Let's get into it. Gameplay. What'd you play this week, Jess? You have a chance playing video games?
Well, since Ray isn't here with us, which, yeah, he's partied out, man. He's been double dipping in a sea of Starfield and Skyrim. Like, he went too deep. He went too deep, man. I don't know if he's gonna make it back.
Double dipping in a sea of Lee. Oh, that's where he is.
I knew that was it
He's over in
again.
the
Oh
Lee Sea.
man, recurrence of whatever virus he had. No, he's traveling, but he should be back with us next week.
Yep.
So-
Safe travels, Ray.
Games. Did a little Fallout, did a lot of indies. I'm not going to belabor all these games I'm playing, but I am on an indie kick again. I'm still following the dungeon crawlers. Here's how addicted I am to vampire crawlers. Okay? I've said twice now that I was done. This week I went so far as I uninstalled it. A day later I reinstalled it.
What was the uninstallation for?
This was me saying, I've had enough. I'm not getting anywhere. These last couple achievements, I'm kind of up against the wall. It's a waste of time. I should be playing more New Vegas. I should be playing Starfield. I should be playing, games I do content around and not indulging this addiction. Now that I'm kind of, because you're towards the end of a run, end of a long play on these roguelikes, you end up putting in an hour or two in a run, and then you fail, and you've got nothing to show for it. I mean, besides fun. Besides the games are fun, right? Games are fun. I tell myself that.
Yeah, you put too much pressure on yourself here. You're supposed to. These are the relaxation thing, not the put a bunch of pressure on myself thing.
Right? I mean, we game for a bunch of different reasons. I know we all have our reasons, and the big one is escape and exploration, and we know why we love RPGs and Bethesda games. But why I love these roguelikes is just the feeling of achievement. When you get to a point where you're kind of not making it much further, and you're up against a wall again, it's kind of like, to bring it back old school, like in an old platformer. When you keep failing the same jump over and over again, like 3 or 4 minutes into the board, you're in a level, you're going to make it, you're doing good, you've got enough lives, and then bam, that same stupid jump, that same stupid ass turtle, that muffin flipping turtle, like just jumps on you again and you die,
Are you playing Mario? What are you playing?
No, but it's the allegory. And so that's 3 or 4 minutes usually. But on a roguelike, when you're going up against the final boss, trying to make it to, 5, 6 levels of a dungeon, sometimes you put an hour, 70, 80 minutes in. And I'm doing it on the treadmill too, so I'm getting my workout at the same time. But it's like it can be a little exhausting.
Literally.
So long story short, I uninstalled it, and then I'm like, no, it will not win. So I reinstalled it. So I got that, and I've got the Clover Pit game too, which I've made a lot further in that too. But again, same thing there. I'm getting to runs of over an hour, but I'm not really making headway. At this point, I don't even know what the goal is. I thought I found the goal, and then I got into a weird loop that I didn't expect. Just like in the final level of dungeon crawlers, or vampire crawlers, I found a new enemy. I think it was called a trickster. I killed him, and I was teasing him. I used a freeze spell, and I was racking up all the bonus loot, and I'm like, yeah, I'm awesome. And then suddenly the ice cracked, and all these deaths came out of nowhere, and like 1, 2, like 5 Grim Reapers all attacking me. It was ridiculous, and I don't know how to get past that.
Oh, no.
But so anyway, those are those 2 games I'm playing. Also, have you ever played any Picross, Andrew? Are you familiar with Picross or pictograms?
That's not the thing where you slide the little squares around to form puzzles, is it? What is that?
No, but kind of similar. So Picross is a type of game that there are a lot of them out there. It's I believe the original was for one of the Nintendo platforms. But essentially, it is like an image puzzle, kind of a little bit like Minesweeper. But you have to hit certain things, get certain things that will open up an image, and then, things that won't, that are bombs and will affect your health. And so there's an adventure one, kind of like Puzzle Quest. Like Puzzle Quest is an RPG version of the Match 3. I'm playing a little Picross game, which it's fun. It's fun. So if people haven't tried Picross before, I'm having fun with this one. It's called Picto Quest over on the Xbox. And then, of course, we got Fallout. And, we had the updates, and we've got infestations happening now. And there's been some ups and downs around them. Infestations are interesting. So I have not played much. As people know, I haven't been playing as much 76 as usual lately. But the way these are working, now that they're actually implemented, just like with the headhunts and such, they can pop up and they can be over too quickly on a public server where you've got a lot of people. You've got at least 1 or 2 tryhards in every server. I say tryhards. I mean, these are the big boys. These are the Chads coming in with their power armor and they're over leveled and they can, take out a Scorched Beast queen in like 10 seconds flat. They're out there. But even without those, just like being a pretty highly geared person on a server with multiple people, they're over pretty quick, especially with the way infestations work, whereas you're not getting like a server-wide alert. You have to actually see that they're happening and travel to them. So, they're not as involved as we had hoped. They were talking about them being tougher content, and they are, but they're nowhere near raid tough, just like headhunts. They're moderately tough. But here's the thing about them, okay? So these are happening, and because you don't get a server-wide alert, it means that they can be done with a smaller group, which is better because that'll make it last better with a smaller group, right? Because when they were first designed and first testing, they were more difficult. There was no indicator on the map, and it was the kind of thing that you would stumble into, difficult content, and you had to call a team or get people to help, which is kind of cool. But it also meant that people weren't doing them that much because they weren't that discoverable. So cool thing to stumble into, but if you want more people to participate, they had to make them have map indicators. And once there are map indicators, more people show up. So it's finding that balance of over too quick, takes too long, too bullet spongy. So what people have found trying it now is that if they jump in on a private server, that's really the best way to do them. You go to a private server, just if it's just you're actually going to struggle a bit unless you are one of those chads, unless you are, seriously geared up and leveled. They're not made to do solo. But if you go in there and there's 3, 4 of you on a team on a private server just having fun, they're actually a great event. They are exactly what we expected them to be. Whereas there's a chance you'll die. There's a chance you might even die a couple times. You fight the ads, you fight the boss. It's fun. And there are some good, level 4 rewards. So it's interesting. And it's something that they still got to figure out about the best way to implement this stuff, because right now, for the majority of people are only going to play on public and they're going to see these, they're going to travel to them, and they're going to be over as soon as they get there almost, which is not what you want.
I don't really know much about them, but I saw some people complaining, but, that goes hand in hand with anything 76 when they first announce anything. People bitch and moan, so... Right. I was just sort of assuming that this is the normal complainers. But then I saw Dwight say something on a comment to something. I was like, oh, if Dwight's saying, he's the most measured person I've ever talked to. You know what I mean?
And he's enjoying them. Yeah. So what they did yesterday, actually, Dwight, Will, and Suliore got together on PlayStation, and they were running some on a private server like I'm talking about. And they had a great time. They died a bit. It was actually tough for a bit and a bit grindy, but in a way that they enjoyed. You know what I mean? In that survival mode way, in that way that we enjoy, where it's a challenge, but you actually have to work for it.
Not
but it makes it better.
Angel waiting in power armor raid way, right?
Right. Not in the, oh my God, what is 76 doing to me this time sort of way. Or even in the Earl way, where you're like, God, why did you take so long, Earl? Come on. Because Earl is an example of a boss that is tough, but is too grindy.
Too spongy.
You enjoy it, but it's just a little bit too much, dropping all those Wendigo babies and such.
Yeah.
But
you have to have a whole crew just to handle the Wendigo babies, too.
Yeah, exactly. And the I want to say headhunts, but no, the infestation, they could use a few more ads. They could use extra mods popping in. Depending on the boss you get, you're not going to get that many. But the longer it goes, the more that they end up building up, and you do have some to fight. And it's a challenge. So over here in chat, they're talking right now. Rando says he's tried soloing a few and many, many deaths. See, that's what I'm talking about. That it's actually, tuned so that if you try to do him solo, that's going to be rough. But they're saying they're having a blast with them. So yeah, he says infestation's been a blast. Suliore is talking about even the lower level enemies can be tough if there's just a handful of you. So that's good stuff. That's good stuff. And that's how I think right now the best way to experience them is on a private server. You kind of that's where the balance is. Or if you're on a team with friends on public and you're the first to get there, it's going to be good for you. But if you're someone who's not the team that discovers it and try to get there and try to rush over there when you see it on the map, and right now people are watching the map too much, being like, they're looking like hawks. They're ready to jump on it. They're waiting for that little circle to show up. And those people aren't going to have as much fun because then there are too many of them. So yeah, it's a thing.
Interesting that it's not just the top of an hour event.
They
sort of a
want to
random
have
thing.
things mixed in for variety, like the headhunts that can be started in time, or these that are random, because this is still mixed in with actual, regular events every 20 minutes or so, on top of when we have seasonal top of the hours.
So, not to revert back, but I'm going to revert back. I had never heard of pit cross, so I looked up. There's all sorts of I don't understand, what are the numbers along the sides mean? Like, it's obviously how many squares are empty and then filled and then something else and then the other edge empty, but I don't know, the middle numbers are weird. What is going on here?
Puzzle. So, okay, yeah, so pit cross, I mean, it's a whole type of puzzle, like doing a Sudoku or like Minesweeper, and that it has its own
I was going to
formula.
say, this looks like Minesweeper to me. Yeah.
It is a little bit. So you know how in Minesweeper, when you click on a space, it will tell you how many mines are neighboring?
Yes,
and
and adjacent squares or whatever, right?
Exactly. Well, the way Picross works is that on either side, the X and Y axis, it lists the number of filled individual squares in segments across the line or down the line. So if you see, say, 2, 1, 1, it means there are 2 filled squares and then 1 filled square and then 1 filled square, and there has to be at least a space in between.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's how many filled squares. All right.
Yep.
But it doesn't tell you
and
the spaces.
Doesn't tell you spaces or where they are, and so you kind of have to, if you get ones that are like there's like a 0 in this row, that's all empty. And if you get there are 10 in this row, say it's a 10 by 10 Picross, then you get there are 10 full. It's a fun logic puzzle of the kind that it's kind of busy work, but is a nice. Sometimes those kind of puzzles are great for relaxing. It's why people like Wordles and Sudokus and all that.
Yeah, it's totally up that alley.
I've been wordling a bit too.
I didn't know you played
AKA
Wordle.
hacking terminals in Fallout.
Do my Fozzie bear.
Basically Yeah, it's so similar to hacking terminals or playing Mastermind. I'm not a big Wordler, but I've been Wordling a bit lately. My friend Pedro, who does the Starfield After Dark and such, he's been doing a Starfield Wordle of the day, and that he does a New York Times basically, so you can publish your own on their website.
So that's like a 5-letter Starfield related word?
Right.
Oh,
yeah. But the thing is that they tend to be pretty darn basic. So, because it is just 5 letters. So it's not like you're doing like, Tau SETI 5 or something. You're doing things like build or laser or, ships, things like that.
Ships.
So, ships.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, so a little Fallout, a lot of roguelike and all that. That's been my gaming for the week. Decent amount, but not hardcore. I'm excited to get in there, hear people's feedback, and finish Dead Money, so I can actually talk about that more with you all next week.
Yeah, I need
Besides
to finish
that,
it too. I did not play any Dead Money.
Oh, yeah, this week? No, I mean, I didn't touch much this week either. I wanted to catch up to where we are, but I have not delved deeper into Puesta del Sol.
Did you see that picture Ray posted? He's evidently got booted out of the he's not allowed to gamble in that casino either anymore.
Right? He got kicked out of the Sierra Madre even for taking him to the bank.
It's like he just got there.
Right. I'm like, even the Sierra Madre, like I was actually kind of impressed.
Maybe his reputation precedes him and they saw his picture on the wall. They're like, no, we know you. Get out.
Oh, Lordy, coming. He's up. His picture's up.
Do not serve
behind
this
the
man.
cash register. Like, there's nothing but ghosts there. Like, holograms and ghosts. They're like, do not serve this human man if they come in.
Yeah.
But, why would they think he would? I mean, he's a cannibal. He's got nothing to eat.
Snacks.
Sierra Madre is hell on cannibals. They got a diet. But speaking of dieting, I have delved into the world of ice cream. So I shared some of that in our Fallout food channel on the Discord. And of course, I told you guys last week I was going to. Well, it showed up Sunday. I have made 8 pints of ice cream already.
8 pints?
Because I make them 2 at a time. 2 at a time, usually.
Uh-huh.
So
do you double fist it when you eat them, too?
1 at a time. I'm not double dipping in a sea of ice cream. But,
I would.
Ray probably is. That's why he's not here tonight. He's got ice cream headache.
Put on my waders, go deep into that.
Yeah, no, I've only got 1 mouth, so it's 1 at a time. I say that, but I'll double fist the drinks, but that's different. But yeah, so I've done cheesecake ice cream.
I also heard you had a boring Diet Coke this week.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. I'll get to that after. But I did cheesecake ice cream. I did banana walnut ice cream.
Whoa. Chunky
Homemade
monkey almost.
Yeah, almost. No chocolate. But yeah, I did homemade pistachio. And then I just did a wild berry gelato today.
Ew, I love gelato. Custard's
It's
my
really
thing,
good.
man.
So the great thing about this is I can make them like super high protein. So they're averaging between like 250 and 400 calories a pint. And when I say a pint, it's like 20 ounces. It's more than an actual pint. And it's like, really good calories. And it's at least 30 grams protein per. So it's nice. I'm using 2% milk. I'm using protein powder. I'm using a couple of ingredients. And bringing in like the xanthan gum, trying different things, making my own recipes and getting a bunch offline. It's been great. Really fun.
See
And,
that
yeah.
ingredient in so much, but I don't know what it is. Is it just a coagulant of some kind? What does it
Yeah,
do?
exactly. It's a thickener. Yeah, I mean, guar gum is another one you're going to see a lot. There are plenty. Things like carrageenan, but that's more inflammatory.
Like the
so,
band Guar? Is this
like the no GWAR? Yeah, it thickens with blood.
blood
I
sprays
use guar
everywhere?
in this mix.
They got fucking
think it's
face
cherries,
paint
but
and
it's
flames.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious. Yeah, well, that said, speaking of, guar, I should probably wear a poncho when I eat because, man, it's really there chowing
It's a
down.
Gallagher show when Jess eats.
No, not at all. I'm a delicate eater, but it's been delicious. So yeah, that's really fun. That's the new hotness. Is making ice cream.
Ice cream. And how does it function? Is it just a little automatic machine? You put it in and press go?
So it's the Ninja Creamy, and if people haven't looked that up,
That's not the one
essentially
you shake it, is it?
No. It's a little bit different. So a lot of ice cream makers, you do the salt and the ice and make it there, or you pre-freeze the bowl for 24
Right.
hours and then you make it in the cold bowl like we talked about. Ninja Creamy is different. You actually blend all your ingredients into these pint containers, then you freeze everything together in a container, and then it
okay.
essentially shaves it. It shaves and creams it in an interesting way.
Oh,
but it's
so
not
you
like
feed
shaved ice.
the frozen product back into the thing, and it sort of fluffs it up or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, it goes through at super high speed and chops it and breaks it and makes it creamy. And it really does. You can get mixtures that are a little bit too icy. That's why the recipe is important. And you can make it more like you can do a sorbet and make it very icy, but you're not supposed to do things that are pure ice. You need to have a little bit of sugar or sugar substitute, in my case, in there. And some kind of, dairy or fat of some kind to help.
Avocados. You done avocados yet? You done some avocado ice cream?
You know what? When I do, I'll call it the Andrew special.
Yeah. Put a little lime in there too. Oh, that'd be good.
I think I'd rather make avocado, guacamole. I mean,
Hey, it
essentially, you're
works in
talking
all
frozen
forms.
guacamole.
It works in all forms.
Sounds good. Well, now I want guac. That's good. But yeah, and the only thing I'll mention, once again, not gaming related, but the bike is awesome. I'm getting a good ride every weekend. Loving it. Even, it's funny, I went to Kohl's. One of our friends in Discord mentioned that there was some cool pug stuff at Kohl's. So I had to take my bike out to Kohl's when I did groceries on my bike this week too. And yeah, good times. And went shopping.
Fun,
So it's
man.
good. But how about you? You get any time for gaming this week?
I didn't really have a dedicated gaming week. Sort of frustrated stuff going on with Fallout Shelter. Steve had been sort of chatting up of the new season, so I was like, maybe I'll look into it. Suliore tipped me off that, oh, look, there's Sense running it. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll see what's going on with this season. So, but like I would load into the experimental vault section, and it's just weird because my old vault from the first season was so this season like 4 or 5 or 6. I don't remember. This is we're
I believe we're
a
five.
handful
It's
deep.
Synthetic identity.
Yeah, so we're 5 seasons in. I hadn't played since the first season and left
Wait.
my vault. Just sitting
Andrew,
there. What?
is this the real Fallout 5? This is season 5. Is this Fallout 5?
Oh,
Are you
this is
playing
the
it
5?
now?
Yes, we're playing it now. This is it, everybody. So I was getting involved back into the Fallout Shelter season thing. But when I loaded into the experimental vault section, my vault from the first season was still there. I was like, what's that? That's weird. So I would click on that, and it would load it, and it would let me play, but there wasn't any new seasons. I couldn't see any of the tasks or the accomplishments or any of all of the objectives. I mean, any of that sort of stuff. I was like, this is really strange. Like, how do I kick off the new season? That's weird.
So were you not in the season, actually, is what you found out?
So I backed out of the experimental vault section, went back to my other vault, like my normal vaults. I load into those, and it would let me load into the objectives, and I could see all the new season objectives and everything, but it wouldn't let me actually do them because I wasn't in the experimental vault section. I could just see the objectives and that they were there and updated and everything. But when I went back to the experimental vault, that's what I was thinking. And then everything I read, it said, no, it's automatic. It does it automatic. You're just dumb. You don't know what you're doing. So
you're just dumb.
Yeah,
Andrew.
it just said. That's what I read when all the comments are like, yeah, it's automatic. It just happens. That's when I go to get my phone updated. I get a new phone, and they're like, oh, the switch will be easy peasy. Your information will just come. And no, it never, ever does. Andrew is an idiot. That stuff just won't happen. This new technological world is built to be automatic and super easy, but it never is for me. I don't know what the deal is. It's like, by trying to make everything so easy, they have made it so overly complicated that it's impossible for a layman to figure it out.
Andrew, I'm sorry.
All of this just works.
It just works.
Yes, it just works. So get ready to have fun reprogramming it yourself. Good Lord.
So did you try deleting the experimental vault, starting a new one?
Yeah, I tried that. I couldn't figure out a way to delete just the experimental vault, so I ended up just wiping Fallout Shelter off of my phone, cleaning off all of my completed survival level 3 5-year-long vaults.
We call that the nuclear option.
I just did the nuclear option.
Oh my God, Fallout Shelter's reign of terror is over.
And I just fucking deleted everything. Because I just wanted to see if it reloaded. So I backed up my vault on the cloud or whatever, but I'm not smart enough to figure out how to re-download those or anything. So they're gone for now until I figure out how to reload from the cloud. But anyway, so I don't know if they're gone forever. I don't really care. The whole point of video games is playing video games to have fun. And that's one of the philosophical things I have in difference with my son. I feel like he plays video games for accomplishment to get the things, and then he wants to run around with the things, whereas I think earning the things is usually the
journey is almost better than the destination a lot of the time. Yeah, that's those of us who love playing. That's like people who like end game content. They're like, oh, let's rush because all the real game happens after level 50. Talking a lot of MMOs. They're like, well, I like it once I can start raiding or once I can start doing this. And then others of us are like, no, it's about the quests. Which is why we do that to get there. Or it's just about wandering and exploring over and over again. Ray would argue the important part is the first 20 hours.
Yeah, exactly. The first, the development of the character, not the actual establishment of the character, but the building it. Right.
Yeah, but I hear that. We have different objectives.
It's gone. I reloaded it anyway, got Shelter back on the phone, and the first season loaded and worked just fine. So I'm not sure what the issue is if maybe because I hadn't opened it since the first season and it just got confused, bogged down. It wouldn't reload because it didn't go through the progression of season 2, then 3, then 4. It got confused jumping from 1 straight to 4 or something. That's the only thing I could think of. But
boy Steve will set us straight.
Like we established, I'm a dummy. So
no, you might be a techno dunce, but you're not a dummy.
Techno dunce, definitely. Well, maybe not techno. Better than some people. As in, I can record songs on a computer and stuff. Not everyone can do that. But, yeah, I don't know. Just, I feel like it's stacked against me, almost.
I feel the same a lot, too, and I bet a lot of our listeners
Whatever,
do as well.
You fucking
Sometimes
program and I can build a gaming computer. It's not stacked against you.
Yeah, but even so, we have to read the manual, and sometimes we don't want to. And sometimes we think, oh, I can do this without doing this, and I'll figure it out. Or I read the same page when I'm first learning something 3 times before I actually get it. It's not always easy.
Only 3? Good Lord. It takes me time and time and time again, and then taking notes on my notes.
But I'm only moderately remedial.
I take notes on my notes and then take pictures of the notes, and oh, good Lord. All right. Where were we? Shelter. So I played
Played?
played a little bit of the Shelter season. Just sort of dipping my toe, getting into it. I'm just still in the first 5 ranks or whatever. But I was sort of trying to describe to Steve the problems I was having. He's like, yeah, that sounds strange. I don't know. So then I went to the internet and found out that I was just having some weird bug. But he was kind of expressing that this season was a little like disappointing for some reason.
Oh,
or
really?
maybe the build of the I wasn't quite sure. I need to go back and reread his comment, but so I don't want to misrepresent what he was saying. But I think he had an issue with the way this season in particular was structured, or that like the questing is really the only fun part. And
Yeah, again, so
something.
it's about what you value in the season.
Right.
The idea of a synthetic identity theme, I mean, that sounds exciting. That sounds neat. Bringing the Institute, the plot thickens.
Mhm.
But he didn't enjoy the sports season with the, the one, where you had the Scorch, the Appalachian themed one. So
Well,
it may simply be the encounters.
may simply be. Other than that, Jess, I went down a little bit of a 8-bit, 16-bit rabbit hole this
killer.
week. I was, loaded up the old NES and Sega Genesis emulators on through the Switch. Was playing some. I was just sort of like looking for old fantasy adventure games to play. It was just sort of like
fun. You know how much I love that stuff too. And Andrew, 2 days ago, the moment I've been talking about for the last 6 months happened. Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster is out on Game Pass.
Nice.
Everybody can play now. Everybody can play. The best Final Fantasy, according to some, my second favorite.
Maybe I'll need to get resubscribed then. Sounds good. So let me see if I can remember any titles. Do you remember Sword of Vermilion?
No.
Sword of
I've heard of it, but
Vermilion.
no.
It's amazing to me how many games are in this era that are
Oh, it was
almost-
Sega. Okay,
yeah, it was a
yes,
Genesis game.
I only rented Genesis.
Yeah, I played some Nintendo ones too, but it is amazing the structure of all of these. It was just like your hero awakens. There's a king, and there's a king with some sort of quest, and you need to go
Yes.
on this quest to get the thing and do the stuff. And it's
That's exactly
amazing.
how they all started. You're summoned from another realm. Like
Yep.
Ultima's the one who started that. So Wizardry started with the whole dungeon delving party thing, and then Ultima started like with just you, and then you and your 3 friends. The adventurers have been summoned by the king, and every time that's where you started. And Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy did it too. The first couple, where you literally talking to the king to get your quest at the beginning.
And it's like
funny.
you have the zoom in screen where you're talking to him, and then it backs out, and like sort of the top down picture of like everyone. It's like I played 8 different games, just sort of clicking on random games, and they were all exactly like that. It was amazing.
That's
both
awesome. What
Nintendo
else?
and Genesis. I don't remember any of the titles, but there was one that was just Japanese characters. Like now they're starting to load Japanese games up onto this, and games I'd never heard of
Right.
and played. And so like I can't read anything, but I can tell it is saying your hero has awakened. There's a king. He's telling you to go.
It was exactly that, even though you couldn't read a word. That's
I couldn't read a word
hilarious.
of it, but I could tell what it was saying. Exactly.
It's funny because it sounds like you were trying some, I'm not going to say generic, but some lesser known.
Yeah, I was
RPG emulator.
literally just clicking on anything that looked like swords and boards, magic dragons, anything like that.
You need to get in there and get that Chrono Trigger, get some of those classics.
Chrono Trigger. I've never heard of that. That's an awesome name. That sounds like a 80s
You haven't
metal
played
band.
Chrono Trigger?
Chrono Trigger,
Oh.
no.
Oh, Chrono Trigger is one of the best RPGs of all time from that time period, 18, 16-bit time period. But it's still a lot of people's top 20 all-time RPGs.
Nice. I thought of you
It was by
yesterday.
Square.
One of my podcasts, actually, really one of the only I listen to much anymore. They were talking about, they do this day in history every day. So yesterday was I don't remember what specific anniversary, but Karateka was released yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Like
Oh my God,
40
that's
years
awesome.
ago or couldn't be 50 years ago now, is it? It has to be 40 years ago.
No, gotta be 40.
35?
They just
40?
They just did that special edition, the making of Karateka release and all that. Yeah, it would have been 84. It came out originally, right?
Yeah. Something. I'm not sure, but it was just some anniversary date. So I was like, whoa! And the creator of the game, there was like a sound
Jordan
bite.
Mechner.
There was a sound bite of the creator saying, I don't know how it's pronounced.
It's true. Yes, he did. He talked about that in the interviews. That he just
some people call it Karateka. Some people call it Karateka. Some people say Karateka.
Karateka. Yeah.
Karateka.
I first played it on a friend's IBM PC Junior, I think. I don't think it was an Apple. I think it was on a PC Junior.
PC Junior. Look at that. Yeah, that was one of my first favorite video games. Fucking love that shit. All right. Let's see. Swords and boards. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I did a ton of Fallout this week. 4? What'd I do? Any 4? Oh, ha! I was playing with stupid mods. I was just loading my character. I wasn't even really playing anything. I was just sort of looking at mod lists and loading stuff and reloading and taking off and putting stuff on. And I ended up with this mod that and side note, did you know that all the skeletons in Skyrim are the exact same skeletons in Fallout? They took the exact same code. Do they do that with a lot of stuff? With a lot of assets from game to game?
Yes.
That's funny.
And when they don't use the exact same assets, they'll still use the same frame and animation, just put different skin on it.
Yeah. That's
you
great.
know? So your death claws and your gator claws and your ogres.
I just found this mod was just called Skeletons of Skyrim or something. So I loaded it up and it just animates the skeleton, basically. It lets you add a skin to your body that just is an animated skin. So I was just running around as a skeleton, but it didn't have the skull head. It just had my normal head. So it's like I dipped my body into a pool of piranhas and then pulled it out. And my regular skin head is still there and just my bony body. And it's running around the wasteland. Skeleton shooting a gun. But it's I was just being silly. Loading a new mod, running it, but I thought that one was really funny. Just
so interesting fact. Assuming that I remember this correctly, Suliore says in chat, you'd think the Argonian and Khajiit skeletons would be different, and that's funny because actually the beast races originally were on the same skeletal frame. So in Oblivion and such, that's why they all kind of look similar and changed. But then in Skyrim, they had a different separate model for them, if I remember correctly. And so that's why they were able to change the look as much as they did.
That would make sense. All right. Any more game? I think that pretty much. Like I said, it wasn't a very deep gaming week on my end. But
no, not the deepest. Just a lot, like you, a lot of little things. Ray's the one going deep, so deep he couldn't even make it back. But
he's off in deep space. You know where he is? He's on Serpentis right now.
Yep, he's playing a melee character, trying to level up stealth and get a decent gun
on the road. All right. So yeah, that's my gameplay. So we got a game time here. Let's load up the Appalachia. See if she'll fire off for us this week. What time is it?
What time is it? Game time! Boom!
All right. So I was.
It's me.
It's you.
I'm the Appalachian.
You're the Appalachian. It's like the Mandalorian, but better.
And Dr. Bubbles can be Grogu.
Oh, are you Grogu, baby? I didn't know if you were in the frame. Are you in the frame? I was looking at this map. We are currently in Sierra Madre, of course. Casino over here.
Oh, you're not going to Appalachia the Sierra Madre, are you?
I was looking, I was like, holy shit, this is a really strange map. There's not enough locations. The locations are oddly named to be sort of non-specific almost. And it doesn't really lend itself well to a Appalachia. So let's play Appalachia with this weird ass map.
No. Okay, let's do it.
Oh my god.
I'm ready to leave.
I couldn't really figure out a way to do this well. So okay, Jess, Further north on the Dead Money map, further north here, we have the Sierra Madre Resort and Casino, which isn't all of it the Sierra Madre Resort and Casino? Isn't
Not
all
really.
of
The
this
Resort and
within?
Casino was actually the furthest north. I mean,
okay.
like that's above the village, like the town we're in.
Or the abandoned BOS bunker.
Oh,
further north.
I mean, but that's where we start.
Yeah.
So that I'm gonna say the Sierra Madre Resort and Casino.
It is. Congratulations. Very nice. Further south, we got the medical district or the Via Police Station.
Oh, this is easier than I thought. Not to get ahead of myself, but the police station is definitely further south.
Good job, Jess. All right. East. So we're moving out here to the right side of the map. Do we have the residential district or Salida del Sol? Further east. Salida del Sol or residential district?
I don't know my Del Sols from my Del Luna and Del Not Sols. Like
so much of the sun. They need a little umbrella or some shade, a parasol perhaps, a tree, because so much Del Sol out there.
Give me like Salida del East, and I'll be like, yeah, that one's
that one, Del Easto.
That would help. But no, so we know the residential east district is on the east side. But is it further east than Salida del Sol? I'm gonna say. Oh, wait, isn't Salida like door?
Salida does mean door. You're correct.
Yeah. You know, it's funny.
Or entry. I don't know if it literally means door or not. Yeah.
Speak decent Spanish. And I think I've mentioned that I have 3 Spanish teachers in my family. But
oh, wow. They'd be very disappointed in you right now.
Yeah, very disappointed. So, hey, salute.
Salud,
I'm going with
Salida.
I'm going with Salida del Sol.
Yes, good job, Jess. The Salida del Sol. You changed it right there at the last second. Good job.
And there was much rejoicing.
Yay! All right, last but not least, furthest west, Puesta del Sol. So many Del Sols. Or the residential district.
Aha, this one I know I can get because it's definitely Puesta del Sol. It's further west.
Puesta del Sol is further west.
Wow,
good
100%.
job, Jeff.
Well
Man,
done.
you nailed it, dude. Game time.
Game over, man. Game over.
Thank you for playing Mapalachia. All right, what do we have? Probably feedback, I'm assuming.
I think it's time. I think we got to get to it.
Yeah, we got Suliore and Rando, Vanessa, Calm Horizons. Plus Nicky. I just assume Nicky's involved in all of these at this point. And Shoveler. So let's take a listen. We got Mr. Suliore up here first. Let's go into some feedback. We make feedback.
Hey all you cool cats and dolls. This is Ace Rockwell back with another report from my trips around the Mojave Wasteland. Or in this case, the Sierra Madre. I mentioned in my last holotape that I'd heard reports about this casino called the Sierra Madre and its treasure. Thought maybe if I was able to get my hands on this treasure, it might help fund the strip and do some repairs, bring in some more commerce, things like that. Just make the strip that much more profitable.
For kids.
Although, if I would have known then what I know now, I wouldn't have fucking bothered. You ever hear that saying, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is? Yeah, that's exactly how this is. As old Benny used to say, it was all rigged from the start. Should have known it was a damn trap. So, I had this radio signal coming from my Pip-Boy that was talking about the Sierra Madre and telling me where to go to find it. My first clue that something was off was that the signal was leading me to this underground bunker. Not a hotel. But I thought maybe this tunnel would lead me underground beneath the hotel. No,
as all luxury hotels
straight to a trap where I got gassed. And the bastards took all my supplies. All my weapons, armor, stim packs, everything gone. At least they gave me some clothes this time so I'm not running around with my ass hanging out.
A neck collar?
Oh, and they left my internal organs in me this time. When I wake up, I'm dealing with the hologram of Father Elijah. I remember hearing Ronnie and the rest of the Brotherhood of Steel talking about him. so I'm not his biggest fan to begin with. He's given me a little bit of a history lesson about the Sierra Madre, as well as the treasure. He's telling me that he's after the treasure, and he needs me and a few other poor saps who fell into his trap to help him get it. As a little bit of a security measure, we're all equipped with bomb collars. Should any of us die, we all die. So first thing I need to do is find the rest of these guys. And when I do, Elijah's gonna tell me the rest of the plan. Apparently, he also has access to my Pip-Boy because he marked where they're all at. I make my way to this police station, dodging some locals along the way. Thought I killed one or two of them, but they just got right back up after a minute. What the hell is going on here? Once I get in the police station, my collar starts beeping. I really don't like the sound of that. Elijah explains that as an extra security measure, if we get out of bounds, our collars go boom. When I'm done with this job, I swear to God I'm gonna find him. So, in the police station, in the middle of the room, is this prison cell with a nightkin, muttering to himself. Turns out he didn't like the beeping any more than I did, because as soon as it started beeping, he was complaining about it. I did manage to find what was causing the beeping, though. 3 different radios around the room. As soon as I shut them off, the beeping stopped. I should also mention that on my way here, I was finding messages on walls. Somebody named God. It seems like they've got a bit of a complex. One of them specifically said, "Find God in the simplest of beasts." Alright. I make my way downstairs into the basement and find this holotape, and it says, "Play this holotape in front of the super mutant." Alright. Make my way back upstairs and did just that. Turns out this Nightkin has a bit of a split personality between Dog, the simple one, and God, this one that's actually fairly intelligent, but god damn is he full of himself. It turns out that Dog was one that was trapping us for Elijah. It just keeps getting better and better. Makes sense, though. Dog is easily controlled. God, not so much. God does agree to help me, but all he does is complain. Complains about Dog eating the collar. He threatens to rip the Pip-Boy arm off of me. And those are about the only 2 things that he says. I swear if I didn't have this bomb collar off of me, I'd like to have him try that. Dog, however, can manage to eat those unkillable enemies for me. I did find another way, though. Just shoot them till they're on the ground and then decapitate them. Feel like I'm actually making some progress. So I take Dog/God to the fountain in the middle of the villa and leave him there. Time to find the other 2. So I've been seeing these pre-war advertisements for a club singer named Dean Domino around everywhere. Turns out he didn't die in the blast. He's now a ghoul living in the villa. And oh god, this guy's a prick. Find him and take him to the villa as well. Now for the last one. Turns out they're in the clinic. That was not the easiest. There's this hologram that's roaming around as security and wants to kill me. Almost got fried a couple of times. Make my way up to this auto dock, and lo and behold, out pops this woman named Christine. I remember hearing Ronnie talk about her. She had some experiments done on her, so she's now bald, and apparently her vocal cords have been ripped out. Poor girl. I really feel for her. When all this is said and done, Ronnie, and I are going to have to sit down and have a little talk. To have the 2 of them catch up. I'm happy to welcome her into our little family that I've got back at the strip. So, take her back to the fountain, and it looks like the gang's all here. So, need to talk to Elijah again and see what the plan is going forward. But until then, why don't I turn you over to Suliore?
I swear, man, you have the shittiest luck.
Hasn't all been bad. Yeah, there's been some rough patches, but remember, I'm in control of the strip now. I wouldn't call that shitty luck.
Yeah, you do have a point, but you seem to find yourself in the worst possible situations.
At least I didn't get probed by some crazy-ass doctors this time. that you know of. So I've got to admit, when Jess first posted that we were going to be playing Dead Money, I was not looking forward to this. I still have PTSD from that constant beeping that we encounter in this DLC, but you know what? After playing it for a little bit, I'm actually enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun. Maybe it's just a matter of the fact that I know what I'm doing this time. For the most part, like I still, for the most part, this is a blur, but I do remember a little bit of what to do as far as like disabling the speakers and the radios, things like that, things that make it to where I won't have my head explode constantly. So yeah, I'm actually really glad that we are playing this again. I don't think I've played this since 2010, 2011, the first time I played Fallout New Vegas. So yeah, and I think I've mentioned this before, but once we're done with the roundtable, I'm still going to be continuing on with New Vegas. I'm going to be playing the Long 15 mod. So yeah, looking forward to that as well. So until next time, I will see everyone in the Wasteland.
What's the Long 15 mod?
That is the mod we talked about that came out last Christmas time. It's a full DLC-sized mod they've done that adds the area of the Long 15 between the Mojave and,
Oh, right.
bigger
That's
lands,
the
NCR.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it should be a really fun mod. I've heard the story is great. It has some great quests in it. It is PC only, but since some of us are playing on PC, it's a great time to take advantage of that.
The embiggening of our mod save space won't help us reach some of those formerly unreachable mods on PC only land, will it?
It will let some of the ones that live on PC only land for Fallout 4 come over and be ported. Both the increase in mod space and then also the size of the mods we can download when they allow us to download bigger mods. But a lot of them, yeah, they're never going to come over. No. And then, of course, things for New Vegas and 3, we don't have mods on anyway, so that's not happening. At least not anytime soon. Now, should we get a remakester of some kind? Who knows what they might do? But for the Oblivion remakester, they didn't add the ability to add mods, so I don't know that they would on the others either. But still, we can dream.
It kind of seems odd to me that they wouldn't allow... Sorry, I was just thinking, like, why wouldn't they allow mods on Oblivion Remakester? That's interesting.
Yeah, it's simply the design of the game because, it's built on top of the original kernel. It's in Unreal 5, but running on top of the old Gamebryo kernel, and that just wasn't set up for mods on console. It just wasn't built that way to begin with, so they would have to do some reworking. You'd think that they could.
And PC people are modding the hell out of it already anyway, so they don't need your Remakester.
And there are some updated and allowable on PC. It's not like there aren't mods for it on PC. There definitely are. But yeah, getting a dedicated creation kit and its own stuff. I mean, we'll see what happens. Fallout 3 Remakester, hope springs eternal. That we see that sometime.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And of course the New Vegas Remakester, but that's further along, if ever.
Yeah.
One.
I'm thinking 1 or 2. Yeah, both one and 2, please.
But with Ace's feedback here, I enjoyed hearing from Ace. Mentioned this is a step up. I mean, obviously standards are a little bit low, but arriving with your organs and your clothes.
I mean, usually they strip you fucking everything. Yeah, including internal organs. So
right, your brain, your spine. Yeah. No, he's not spineless this time. You do have a bomb collar. I mean, that's not exactly an upgrade.
Yeah, nice
but
accessory
imagine if you were
there.
both naked and bomb collar. I mean, it could be worse.
At least you got clothes to keep your guts inside when you explode.
Exactly. Let's see, messages on walls. He mentioned seeing, stuff about Dog God before. I like the way that they're written too, with the way that the G is reversed, because he has the name carved in his chest. God carved the name in his chest so he could remember. But it's also, done backwards so that he can see in the mirror. And the G is also flipped around. So I like the way they did that to kind of like make the dog God kind of mirror image idea a little bit more clear. It's good. Also, he mentioned, Dean is a prick. I have to say, Ace, if everyone around you is a jerk, maybe it's not everybody else. But, And then Christine, yeah, like you said there, poor girl went through a lot. Christine is such an interesting story because we heard about her from Veronica some, but just in references. And she was never with the Brotherhood here. She was actually sent to the Mojave to chase down Father Elijah and take care of, because he had gone too far with things. And that's why she was tracking him and following him and found him, in the Big Empty and then again here and ended up in this situation. And long story short, mentioning that it's better than he expected, that he was a bit worried about it. I mean, same, you know what I mean? Like, we're not done yet, but now that I'm time and perspective playing these games longer, it's really not as bad as I remembered it being the first time.
I do not see one iota of difference between this and any of the other DLCs that we played. I don't understand the animosity and hatred that I've heard about that floats around this specific DLC is totally unearned, I think.
It's first of all, we're only halfway through, but a lot of it is
it gets worse. Okay.
A lot of it is the getting turned around and navigating with the lack of, weapons and equipment and the bomb collar, with all the beeping, I mean, I thought that was going to drive you mad, that you would get lost, not find where you're going, and then you would explode. And the fact that you're managing to do better than
I'm used to that. Like, getting lost is like, that's what I
gore.
do. That's my thing.
Maybe that's why some of us get frustrated with it, because we get lost more in this one than we did in other areas.
See, I just never know where I'm going, so I'm used to it.
There we go.
Yeah, so the starting without weapons thing, every DLC did that. Was it just that the access to better weapons didn't come until a little bit later on? Like, I still feel like we got,
Well, and the ghost people are tougher. Now, we're higher level now, but the ghost people are generally tougher than some of the other, although Roboscorps aren't anything to laugh at, for sure. But you get better weapons immediately there. You get better weapons pretty quickly in the Big Empty compared to here.
I brought the claw with me. I still haven't found a bench where I could work on it.
I can't believe you haven't found a bench yet. There's one.
I'm sure they're all over the place
nearby. No, there's only like 2 or 3, I think, in the area. There aren't that many.
Yeah.
But above the police station, I think there is one.
Oh, okay.
Like above and across the square, kind of kitty corner.
In that courtyard.
Yeah.
Or not courtyard, whatever it's called, the plaza.
Yeah, square, courtyard. That works.
Yeah, there you go.
It is a plaza too.
Does that imply fountain in the middle?
I don't think so. No, I don't think a plaza. I don't think a plaza even has to be round. Lots of plazas are straight, whereas like a square or a courtyard does imply that it's surrounded. But love a good fountain.
Right on.
Yeah,
love a good.
You can lead a companion to a fountain, but you can't make them drink. That's what they're doing.
Drink,
just
dog.
Picking them all up and dropping them off. Drink, dog.
Drink, God. Are you God or are you dog? Which are you right now, brother? Actually, it's not that hard to tell.
It's really not. Really not.
All right. Is Dean Domino like a reference to someone specific? You think like Dean Martin or something, or?
I think he's put together. Yeah, that's why they use the name Dean.
Okay.
But I don't believe there's anyone specifically that he's in reference to. No, just the archetypical.
I didn't notice the posters and stuff. That's a good pickup, Suliore, with all the posters on the wall with
yeah. He was a famous pre-war lounge singer. That's why he was there. Was for the gala performance.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's cool. Yeah, I guess I didn't spend enough time looking at the walls. I was too busy dying.
Well, at least you found his suitcases. But there's Dean Domino posters. He's kind of him and Vera Keys will meet soon, and Vera is the other singer that was there.
I'm intimidated by these suitcases as well because I think I've only found like 2, and on the second one I made sure to notice. It was like, oh, you found 2 out of how many ever? And it's like 2 out of like 36 or 50. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
I think it's only 15. Maybe it's 30. I don't remember.
I don't know. I was just like, oh, no. That just means that this is a lot longer than what I'm thinking. That probably means I need to get to playing it, too. All right, I need to hop on this game.
I mean, you got time. You'll wander and find them. But yeah, after feedback, we're gonna be next week. We got to get through it
Got to get to
and
it.
discover the treasure, the secret of the Sierra Madre. I'm excited because the story, it gets good. Like right now, we're just meeting people, we're getting acclimated, but then we're gonna get more into the story this next week. So
Some
who's up next?
big treasure. Let's see. We've got is it Rando? I think up next.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go Rando.
Pictures of Mojave Myra. Really, Veronica? You wrote that on the front? Okay, guess we're heading out to the Sierra Madre. Veronica really wants to go, and she won't stop talking to me about it. But I am not wearing a dress. I dug out some dusters from the trunk that look pretty cool, so we're going to wear those instead. But Veronica is insistent that I take this book with me. She says, maybe you'll get to write something fun in it for once. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, this will be a nice, relaxing trip. I'm never leaving New Vegas again.
Never.
I can't even express the amount of rage I feel right now. Should have told Veronica, nope, no ma'am, we are leaving, as soon as I saw that hatch. But no, I most certainly did not. Why? I don't know. Maybe I had hope. Hope that not everything outside of the Lucky 38 was a shit show. So much for writing something fun down for once. Need to change the title to The Misadventures. So, as is the custom, there's a guy, Father Elijah, and just another manipulative dude in a stream of pompous pricks. I found his super mutant and brought him back to the hologram. I found his ghoul and brought him back to the hologram. But I wasn't expecting to find Christine. This is Veronica's girlfriend. The one that left, and I guess she ended up here. We've figured out how to communicate, but she can't talk. The autodoc did a number on her. I'm going to do everything I can to try to get her fixed up, but nothing out here is sufficient. Oh, I guess I skipped over some details. There's a treasure from the Sierra Madre. Poison gas floating in the air. There's ghosts to jump around like frogs and make terrible noises. But not as bad as the beeping from the callers. I guess at least the beeping is a warning that my head might explode. And it helps figure out where the speakers are that cause the frequency that detonates the callers. Oh, yes, the callers with explosive. Those are all thanks to Father Elijah, formerly of the Brotherhood of Steel. I saw traces of him in the big mountain. I didn't like him then, and I don't like him now. But what I woke up to, saw his hologram, just rattling stuff off. And I just said, okay, let's get this shit over with. I've done this before. I don't even care about the treasure. I just want to go home. And I'm sure Veronica's still standing outside that hatch I crawled in that snapped shut behind me. But I'm about to take my unwilling allies to their positions to start the gala, to open the casino. This might be the most ridiculous thing I've had to do, which is saying something. I had conversations with Dala, so I guess it's time to go. I just finished repairing my bear trap. Oh, I guess another fun detail. When you show up here, the casino's automated system takes everything. Your armor, your stim packs, your weapons. I've had nothing. I have found a few things here and there. My favorite of which is this bear trap. It's kind of like a power fist, but it snaps like a bear trap, which comes in very convenient for taking off these ghosts' heads. Oh yes, and the ghosts don't die until you dismember them. So that's been fun. Just what I wanted to do on vacation. But okay, enough details. I'm gonna take these knuckleheads where they're supposed to be. Hopefully that'll be moderately uneventful. But I'm just gonna go do it. And sing my made-up Bear Trap song. Dun 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 dun, chomp. Dun 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 dun, chomp.
Chomp.
Chomp, 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 chomp. All right, thank you, Rando. I like the song there, sir.
Yeah, you've got to have fun where you can. You know what I mean? And if you're stuck in a abandoned, ghostly area without any of your things, you make up little songs to the sound of the beeping of the collar on your neck that's about to explode. It's what you do.
You got to.
And it gets faster as the beeps faster. Dun 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 dun, jump. Dun 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 dun.
What's with the enemies taking a knee, and then you gotta extra kill them?
It's just, I mean, obviously for gameplay reasons, it's to make them tougher, make it more of a challenge, make you think about what you're doing, you know. But supposedly it's because they've become revenants of a sort. You know what I mean? They're no longer fully human. People have called them prototypical mole miners, or like proto mole miners, and I can kind of see that. I mean, admittedly, this would be time period wise long after the mole miners, but they were created before. So, Rando shared pictures like usual of the companions as he got them. He also mentions that he should not have gone to that bunker when they found it. Exactly. You know, if the quest markers leads underground, whether it's the DC Metro or whether it's an abandoned BOS bunker in the middle of nowhere, just don't do it. Just say no to underground quest markers, right? Unless it's vault, or maybe even then.
Just avoid the DC subway. It was really
100%. But I like the pictures of Father Elijah. We've got each of the companions. You know, Dean Domino thinks he's the shiz. I
don't know. He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he is cool. I mean, you know, he's
pretty
not friendly at
dude.
First, but yeah, and it is great meeting Christine. It's just kind of sad under such circumstances.
Christine and Veronica were dating. Is that right?
Yes. Yep. Back in the West in California. So before the Brotherhood moved east, they were together. But Christine left and didn't go with them when the chapter moved to the Hidden Valley bunker. And remember, that was partly because of Elijah was semi-exiled. He was in trouble, and so he took off with his chapter. And Veronica was kind of his protege. Christine, not so much, but she was a scribe as well, originally. And, you know, Veronica thought, because her parents very much disapproved of their relationship and, you know, the situation and such. But Christine didn't leave because of that pressure. She was actually kind of forced out and pulled away. And then she was sent after, you know, when stuff started going wrong, to hunt down Elijah and find him for the Brotherhood and, you know, bring him to justice and bring the chapter back into the fold. So that was the idea there. And that's why she's in the area to begin with. But so she was never with Veronica here. But when they were younger, they were together.
So it's unfortunate that they don't let you bring any of your buddies in then, so to bring Veronica in to interact with her. Can you? No, that's like.
Can you take her out after?
I don't know.
We'll see. We'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah.
Don't spoil me.
Not spoiling you or anybody else.
Spoil me on this. I almost said 15. How old is this game? 30 years? 108 years? 117-year-old video game.
We're hitting 16 years this year. The 15th anniversary was last November.
Lord.
Pretty awesome.
16 years? That can't be.
Yeah, well, it's 15 now, but yeah, it will be 16. 2010. You know, last week. 2010.
It's so weird. Tori and I just finished a Game of Thrones rewatch, and it's their 15th anniversary as well. I had no idea they.
You know, I know a lot of people listening will identify with this. You know, the 90s feel like just 10 years ago, maybe 20 years ago at most, you know, and the 2000s are still just last decade, you know.
Of course.
Everything since 2010, you know, everything since Oblivion came out has been like just kind of compressed. That's like modern gaming, modern times, Oblivion on. That's how I measure things. Don't tell me it's been 20 years since Oblivion came out last month, okay? I will not listen.
Pre-Oblivion, post-Oblivion. That's just 0 years.
Yeah, exactly. Like, PO, like post-Oblivion. That's how we are. The year of our Lord. The year of our God.
Year of Oblivion 0.
After Interregnum, no, that's not getting into actual Elder Scrolls timelines. But
oh,
yeah.
I thought
Anyway.
you were speaking Latin. You're doing Elder Scrolls.
No, into the Interregnum, yeah.
The Interregnum. I don't. What is that phrase?
Oh, that's the kind of lost time period where I believe is ESO set during the Interregnum or slightly before.
The Interregnum. It's a time period.
Yeah, it's a time period of chaos, and when the dynasty was broken, but before Pyra Septim came in and united everything again. Yep, the time without an emperor is what Suliore says. Exactly, that's a good way to word it.
There you go.
Yep. So, anywho, muffins. Yeah, what is time? 16 years ago, and it's still very playable with better on PC with mods, so people can run. And I was so shocked last week. So when Ray was talking about, the beep was not that bad. No, I just go through it and I just get to the other side. Like, what, Ray? What? And then I realized he is on freaking PC. He's able to sprint. He can move faster than we do. Like,
he can
just breaking the game mechanics left and right, not even thinking about it.
I'm sure he can console command the collar just right off of his neck.
Yeah, he wouldn't though. Like, he doesn't do stuff like that, but he could. It's all about having the power.
Just knowing that he could. All right. Okay, let's see who we have next. Looks like Vanessa.
Reflecting on the events of recent months, Sterling Price couldn't help but notice how often his idiotic curiosity left him stranded in a strange location without backup, weapons or armour. And so he dedicated some time to building up his melee abilities. Now, in a strange town square in the shadow of the Sierra Madre casino, it looks like this choice might pay off. The hologram of an old man appears and explains his predicament. Long story short, he has an explosive slave collar on, which is basically a leash to keep him doing the bidding of the said old man, one father, Elijah. And so Sterling finds himself trekking back and forth across the old town. He's been given a hollow rifle, but he's useless with energy weapons, so after his first kill of one of the resident ghost people, he switches to a knife that he loots from their body. Making sure to dismember each kill to make sure they stay dead, his exploring eventually pays off, and he finds a workbench where he's able to upgrade the knife with some Abraxo. In the police station, he gains a pistol and a decent enough set of armour. Alternating between pistol and knife to conserve ammo, he's able to deal with the ghost people okay. More problematic are the radio speakers, the threat that threaten to blow up his collar, and, crucially, himself with it. Often he's been able to find the offending radio and turn it off. Other times he just has to move through the area to get out of range. Occasionally in his wanderings he finds himself walking into a toxic cloud that saps his health. He tries to avoid them as best he can, and they don't seem to be blocking off any vital destinations so far. And the final hazard, which should be the easiest to deal with, he keeps stepping into bear traps. You'd think after the first couple he'd learn to be more watchful, but he blunders into them time and time again. The upshot of this early investigation is that he locates 3 other people Elijah has trapped here, and who the old man needs for whatever plans he's cooking up. He has Christine, covered in scars and unable to speak after being trapped in an autodock for who knows what purpose. She draws lines and shapes in the air which seem to bear no relation to what she's trying to say, but they come to an understanding somehow. Dean Domino, a pre-war entertainer focused purely on his own survival, not that Sterling can fault him for that. He has the feeling that there's more to Dean than meets the eye, in a this-won't-end-well kind of way. And Dog, a Night King with a split personality. Sterling keeps the more assertive personality, God, locked away, and lets Dog chow down on ghost people to keep himself under control. So, team gathered, Elijah wants to open up the casino, which he will do by triggering its opening gala event, for which he needs Sterling's 3 new accomplices positioned around town. This involves more travelling, deeper into the town this time, where tougher ghost people hang out. He develops a preference for the pistol over the knife. Really, it should be easy to aim a melee weapon at someone stood right in front of you, but Sterling can't hit a cow's ass with a banjo, apparently, despite recent efforts to train himself up. And so another triplet of missions. He keeps his armour repaired with the pre-war clothing he finds in several buildings, and ammo for the pistol seems more plentiful, but that's where the good news ends. As well as the stronger enemies, the streets are more maze-like, the toxic clouds are harder to avoid, and the radios are better hidden. Many times he has to run for his life, especially along the broken walkways of the substation. And his allies add to the difficulties when they arrive at their respective stations. God, the obnoxious alter ego of Dog, reappears, thinking they can't manage without him, but Sterling keeps faith in Dog. He needs to hunt down a few ghost people for Dog to feed on first, which is easily done, as two of them appear in the street just as they're discussing the matter. Dean goes into full-on prima donna mode and refuses to stay put without security holograms to guard him and keep the ghost people at bay. Sterling's had enough trouble finding this spot in the first place without having to leave it to locate the damn projectors, but finally Dean is all set up. And lastly, Christine. Well, Sterling is not without sympathy this time, as the cramped basement from which she's meant to control the power to the casino reminds her of being trapped in the autodock. He's able to hack the nearby terminal so that she can stay here in this larger room. Right, that's everyone delivered to their posts. Perhaps he can finally find out what this Elijah guy wants now. Yep, that is it for me. So Sterling's had basically no contact through the game with the Brotherhood or with Elijah or Veronica. So, yeah, he doesn't know who this bloke is that's ordering him around, doesn't know the history. I know kind of Elijah crops up in some of the other DLCs in passing, but he's basically a stranger to Sterling. A little bit of a struggle with the weapons. I did find a shotgun quite early on, but never really found more than a couple of shells for it, so just muddling through with whatever else we can find. But that's it. All good so far. Thanks, everyone. See you in the wasteland. Bye.
So she does sound like she was struggling with the weapons. I struggled less so. It's probably because I had more beef set aside for my melee attacks before going in, I would imagine.
There is that. That is a huge difference, whether or not you have melee ability. I went in with almost no melee and no unarmed. You know, I'm at like 18 and 25 on that stuff. You know, so that was pretty low. But because I'm higher level, I had more endurance. I had all the implants I could get. So I was better off to begin with. But she also mentioned something that we hadn't hit on again this week yet. Yes, there's the issues with all the enemies, but there's also the bear traps, the actual traps, like, you know, there are tripwires, there are bear trap stuff all over, and the toxic cloud, which these are all things you have to navigate that can be very damaging to you. And the clouds especially, I mean, those are very damaging if you linger on them at all. Your health will go down very fast.
Yeah, you got to scoot across those rooms. Well, yeah, Ray would say run. We say shuffle quickly, I guess. So the bear trap weapon, like she mentioned the pistol, she mentioned the shotgun, she mentioned the knife, but I didn't hear her mention like other, you know. Rando was saying that you have the bear trap thing and, you know, repair that. Is it just not like, is it sort of like a random drop or something then? Is it not a plant where you know you stumble upon it in the game no matter what?
You can get that no matter who you are, I believe. So,
but
I mean, it's not a random
might not be as effective
drop per se, but yeah, I mean, if you don't have the unarmed and stuff, it wouldn't be as effective anyway.
Right.
So there is that. She also went further. So not only did she go and gather everything, but she actually described after the fountain, because a lot of people only described to the fountain so far a bit. But yeah, so the idea is that, you know, you have to restart the gala event. And so, you know, you need to bring all these people to the location they have to go to strike up the band, as I believe is the name of the quest at this point. So, like, Dean has to go down to Puesta del Sol and get ready to perform. And so there's a bit to it. I haven't done it yet this playthrough, so I gotta catch up. But we heard some of that, and they each have their role to play to make sure things are ready for the gala, because the gala event never actually happened properly, you know, and that's why the slaughter happened in the first place. You know, because there was the lockdown when the bombs fell just before the Grand Gala event, so it froze in time. Security system locked everything down, and security holograms activated and, you know, started slaughtering people until some of that got under control.
Whoops.
So that's why things went so wrong here. Yeah.
hate it when holograms slaughter people. It's the
Right?
worst.
Like, the holodeck is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun. Why do things always go so wrong?
How does a 3D digital representation actually do me harm? Right. Just seeing, looking back here for any other things there. Yeah, she was saying the traps are bugging her a lot. I guess I have that perk for the traps too. So the
light step.
light
It's
step
like if you
or
go in
whatever.
here with
Yeah.
decent unarmed and melee skill, if you have light step, it makes so much difference.
Yeah.
You know?
So maybe that's why I'm not quite as annoyed. You know, I'm saying, oh, this DLC's not so bad. Maybe it's just because I had just happened to have the right balance of helpful perks before going in.
Yeah. And so you have to bring your companions to each of the locations. Now, did you do that already, Andrew?
No,
Or
I
did you
just
stop
I
at the
busted them
fountain
out,
too?
got to the fountain, I stopped there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So we'll cover that because Dog has to go down to some kind of switching station where he has to work machinery. I don't remember where
That
Christine
is
has to go.
Poor decision.
I mean, it all depends who's in charge, but yeah, he can take orders pretty well, mostly. Mostly.
And the ladies down and said that you have to hack a terminal so that she doesn't have to sit in another tight room.
Yes.
That's the best. I'm claustrophobic. I'm not going back in a small chamber anymore.
You really can't blame her after that
No,
situation.
probably not.
No.
Did she lose her ability to speak in that auto dock chamber? There's something
Yes,
else up.
that's
So
where
that's
things
why
went
she
bad.
doesn't know
Yep,
any.
It's recent too.
Yeah, she
Yep.
doesn't know any sign language or anything. So God, she's
been through
that's
heck
at a
worse
loss.
than
Yeah.
us because we went through crap in the Big Empty, but she went through just as bad in the Big Empty and then again here. So
No,
girl
thanks.
doesn't have all her organs probably either.
Definitely not. All right. Thank you, Vanessa. We'll see who we got up next. Looks like Calm and Nicky have called in.
Hey there, Fallout V. This is Matt, Calm Horizons on the Discord, and with me again, I've got Nikki. Say hi, Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
And for the opening here, I want to actually take a personal note to congratulate Nikki on his graduation of 8th grade. He is moving into high school, and he got an award for completing all 3 years of high school with straight A's every year. Only 12 people in his class, including him, got
Attaboy.
that. So, congratulations, Nikki. You did a great
that's
job.
awesome.
We're all very proud
Congrats,
of you.
Nikki.
Everybody say congratulations, Nikki.
Congratulations, Nikki.
And there was much rejoicing. So, getting to Fallout, I have a minor confession to make. I specifically asked for well, I didn't ask for an unarmed character, but I said I was really hoping to make an unarmed character for this roundtable. And I wanted to because there's a lot of cool unarmed weapons like Pushy and the two-step goodbye and stuff. There's neat unarmed weapons,
The
which
ballistic fist.
I don't use any of the famous ones, but that's because they aren't the highest DPS. I use the highest DPS. What you gonna do? Anyway, but in the back of my mind, one of the reasons I wanted to do unarmed is because we were talking about doing all the DLC, and everybody talks about how terrible Dead Money is. Not like terrible, but like hard. And I've seen people over and over say, if you want Dead Money to be easy, just go unarmed and use the bear claw, the bear trap fist.
There you go.
And it makes everything a cakewalk. And so, okay, I can do that. So part of my entire build for this character has been make Dead Money easy. Right, from the very beginning. Like, I've gotten all the toughness perks to make me, harder, take more damage, even though I don't have armor, and I've got the sneak perks to avoid traps, and on, right? Like, there's problems in Dead Money, and I have built my now level 45 character to get rid of all of these problems.
How ironic that all of the building was for the thing you're doing at the end.
Yeah. And yes, I'm playing on survival, but I've got the Them's Good Eatin' perk where you get food from the people you kill. So, like, I'm covered. The actual content of the DLC has honestly been kind of a breeze, right? I've built myself for it, and so, I get out there and I've done the Fist of Ra trick, and so find a workstation, and boom, I now have the, extremely overpowered for this area unarmed weapon. But honestly, before I got that, I was using the Bear Trap Fist and killing the ghost people in one punch anyway, because, when you get high enough level with unarmed, you can choose the special punches in VATS, and one of them is cross punch, which is like double limb damage or something like that. And limb damage is how you kill the ghost people anyway, and the Bear Claw Fist does double limb damage anyway. So I just go into VATS and cross punch them, right? Just cross punch them once and they die. So, you can't get any better than one-shot kills. But I didn't expect that to actually last. I was figuring there'd be harder ghost people later on or something like that. So I am currently using the Fist of Ra.
Which is the Deathclaw Fist.
Yes. And I was really confused about what Elijah was saying about the radios and the speakers. I thought he was going on and on about the shielded ones versus the unshielded ones, that there's just no way to shut off. And then I get to the police station, and the shielded ones you can't turn off, and the unshielded ones crackle or sparkle or electric or whatever, and you can just shoot them. But I get to the police station, and none of them were crackling. It made no sense to me. And that's because they're radios. You just walk up and turn those off. But and then I made it to the clinic and found the speakers he was talking about and forgot about the shielded versus unshielded. And so get to that hallway where there's the shielded one at the end, and I'm like, I'm going to be clever. I see the speaker at on the wall at the end of the hall, so I'm just going to shoot it from here before it even starts beeping. And nothing happens, and I think, okay, well, I must have missed. I'm throwing the spears at it, and nothing happens, and so I get a little closer, and I finally decide, okay, fine, this isn't going to work. I'm just going to run past it. And as I make it into the part where it's beeping and I'm running past is when Elijah comes in on the speaker to tell me that this one is shielded and it cannot be turned off, and you need to go down into the basement to turn it off from the power source. But by the time he said this, I'm all the way on the other side of the hall, and there's no reprieve from the beeping over here, so I turn back around and it's too late and I blow up. So reload. Anyway, for the most part, I have had no difficulty at all in Dead Money. And so far all I've done is I've gathered everybody up at the fountain, and I'm now supposed to go and lead people to their spots, which I don't know what that means. I will find out next time. But regardless, I don't know what everybody's talking about. Dead Money is a breeze. This is so easy.
Well, if you have a gun and it gets taken away, then what are you going to do?
So that's going to do it for me. Anything you want to say, Nikki?
No, not really.
Okay. All right. Then we will say goodnight. Say goodnight, Nikki.
Good night, Nikki.
And we will see you in the wasteland.
Hey, Nikki, congratulations on the graduation there, sir.
Scorecation!
Good job, sir.
Yeah, big time. That's no small feat. Making it through middle school with all A's? Dang.
I was just remembering the other day, I was sitting in Mo's award ceremony. I was, reminiscing about the days gone by. I was remembering my brother was in elementary school. He got, at the last day of 5th grade, he got an award for never missing a day of school. I was like, how the fuck did he do that? We just used to send kids sick to school back in the day, I guess.
Yeah, that is, wow.
That's crazy.
I mean,
he got the perfect attendance award.
There were years where some of us didn't miss much school, or almost none. But even if you weren't sick, there was usually a day or two your parents would keep you out.
Yeah, or a doctor appointment or something.
Right. Yeah, perfect attendance.
Crazy.
That's awesome. But major congrats, Nikki.
Yeah, Nikki, good job,
to you.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost crazy that I had just said, maybe it's because of the build I have that this is not quite as annoying. And then Matt comes on. He's like, hey.
Great timing. Great timing. I'm
get
so
your build
happy
ready.
for him. Finally, a DLC built for him, or that technically it sounds like he built for. He knew this was coming.
He's built
and
for
he's
it.
like, I'm going to do the right things to make it right. We save it for the very end. So he struggles through hundreds of speech challenges, so much failure, so much punching, and now he's in a place where punching wins. Punching wins.
Punching wins. Really good job, you guys.
Definitely. So that's awesome. And double limb damage with the cross punch, that's good too. I mean, I can see how all this comes together. Like, not only built for punching, but he can do the double limb damage with the bear fist. That the story about not quite catching all the info with the shielded and unshielded, I get that. There's a big info dump at the beginning, and you also have to exhaust all the topics and conversation to even learn it all, which is easy enough to, skip through or tune out during some of that because he's no Ulysses, but he talks a lot still. Father Elijah at the beginning. So yeah, I love the way he described it as he just went too far. And he tried to turn back and tried to make it, and he couldn't. And I think we've all been there this DLC. Some less than others. Some of us not much, but I've blown up a lot. Like I mentioned, the one on the way to the clinic. I mean, I probably went through that death scene 6 to 10 times. It was more than I should have. I felt kind of dumb by the time I remembered where the thing was and figured it out.
Do you spend a lot of time locating the radios and turning them off and stuff? I usually end up just running out of the area. I don't.
No, I'm trying to shoot them all. Like I try to disable them and shoot them. Yeah, so I get the hollow rifle ready, and I'm out there and I'm trying to locate them and shoot them. But if I can't find them, I can't shoot them. And
yeah, they keep tucking them up behind corners and shit. So.
Yeah, they make it hard, which I'm glad there are clues about it. Like, and I mentioned the clue around the clinic, and most of the more difficult to find ones have some kind of clue.
The one that's up behind the doorway frame? Yeah, fuck that guy.
But you also feel like it can't be that hard. I'm smart. I can find it. And then you can't find it. And then you don't have a brain on your body to find it after a minute. So.
And then you're not smart.
I also feel bad when you've got one of the companions with you at this point, because you killed them too. Like your stubborn stupidity thinking, oh, I can take it out. This time I'm going to make it, and then you die and then dog is dead or Christine is dead. So, yeah, double jeopardy.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Nicky and Calm Horizons, Matt. Let's check the notes. Do we got anybody else? Shoveler. Oh, speaking of Shoveler, I was over in the Shovel Museum the other day, poking around, reading
one does.
Reading more plaques. Love the shovel plaques. All right, here we go, Shoveler.
Hello everyone, this is John, aka the Shoveler, aka John Six Butt.
Six Butt.
That was for Jess and my daughter Erin. So I just wanted to give a quick feedback for Butch Caldwell on the first part of Dead Money. So Butch has leveled up a couple times since starting the DLC. He's now level 46. And I think Butch will level up maybe one more time before the DLC is over, or maybe just after it finishes. So far, Butch's specials are Strength 9, and Perception 9, Endurance 6, Charisma 5, Intelligence 7, Agility 7, and Luck 6. Barter, Guns, and Survival were his tag skills, and they are all 100. Energy is 52, Explosives is 32, Melee is 64, Sneak is 61, Unarmed is 36. Everything else is at 100. I did add points the 2 times he leveled up to melee and sneak and energy weapons because those were pretty low when he started, especially melee. I think he was like 32 or 39. when we started Dead Money. So Butch was just hacking and slashing way more than he should have been. So I have to apologize to Butch for that. Butch is at this point in the game. I've got him Butch to the vault, and he's ready to talk to Elijah through the screen there. But yeah, we'll keep that focus, bloodbath for next time. Spoilers, it was, but mostly Butch's blood that was causing that bath. Anyway,
don't slip.
Again, thanks again for letting me do these, or not letting me do these, but having us do these to get us out of our comfort zones. I really appreciate you guys letting us do these. Anyway, thank you very much. You guys have a great night, and we will see you in the wasteland.
Well, we couldn't do the show without you guys. We would bounce it right back.
I love hearing the stats and what's going on with him there. High level, but still, is it the right levels? High skills, lots of hundreds, but are they the right hundreds? And for this one, you need a very specific skills. Just like your dad in Fallout 3. You need a very specific set of skills.
Dad in Fallout 3.
And so with a lower sneak, with unarmed and melee down 20 to 30, you're trying to hack in, and you just can't hack it. You can't hack the hack in.
Yeah, he says melee was 60 and unarmed 30 or something. So
that's where he got it up to. Yeah. So that is good. That is good. He gonna get better. And once you get weapons, once you get a little bit further into it, I found it didn't take too long to get some guns. The police pistol, really good. If you've got jury rig, you can repair it, keep everything going. That's good. A few weapons you can get.
What was that joke he started with? That was for you and his daughter.
Oh, just because his username was John69 Utah, but his daughter and I both thought it was John Six Butt. We thought it's
the six. Okay,
it's what it looked
John
like when we first
Butt.
saw it. Yeah, it's just funny that she thought the same thing.
That's funny. Jeez.
Sorry, 6'8" Utah. Exactly. See, the 8 looks like a B. This is when you're elite hacker, you read numbers as letters. That's what you do.
Elite hacker. Jess sees the Matrix, you guys. It's just numbers falling down the screen.
Hack the Gibson man. Hack the planet.
Yeah. Hey, not to backtrack too far here, but when Matt and Nicky were doing their feedback, Matt mentioned a perk, and I looked it up. What did he say? Them's good eatin'.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's for that's the one that gives you the blood sausage and stuff, right?
Yeah. I'd never actually looked into this one before. It's hilarious. It plants sausage on corpses.
It does. You can eat their entrails. Yeah, it's very Foshnaughty.
But I was trying to think, what is the purpose of that? Why not just do cannibal? It's like it lets you be a cannibal without actually eating it lets you process them into sausages.
So they're not technically.
That's less gross than, I don't know. Tell me, what is the philosophy here?
Food items, even so they're a little bit different. It works great if you're on hardcore mode, because they heal instantly. Stimpaks only heal over time when you're in hardcore survival mode in New Vegas. Whereas this will boom, you eat your thin red paste and your sausages.
Thin red paste.
Your Dr. Pepper sausages and your thin red paste. Yep.
Yum, yum, yum. No, but that is a huge advantage to heal instantly over time. That's crazy.
Rando has it right. He says, for the refined cannibal, your sausage, sir.
You raise your pinky when you eat your...
Yes, exactly. That's how you know you're fancy.
Meat, right? Yep.
That and the tux.
And your monocle fits just right.
Mm-hmm. And your weird white mask.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I like to wear a monocle with my weird white mask.
They go great together. Nothing says fancy, and I completely do not eat people like a weird white mask and a monocle.
Yes. Oh, beautiful.
They've really got to work on their disguises. They really do.
Wear a plague doctor mask next. So that is our feedback for this week. Thank you guys so much, and all season long for being dedicated and sending in your feedback. Very, very appreciated. Coming up, we have got a little bit of news, so get your can openers. Let's roll into some iguana bits.
Jessica, to the office, please. Jessica, to the office. Your iguana bits are ready. Please come pick them up.
Thank you, me. So I don't have a whole lot of bits this week. You'd think I would, but not a whole lot to talk about. We had a couple of updates announced, so I want to talk about both of those. First of all, the Fallout 76 update did happen. As we know, the infestations have come out. The Deathclaw Camp Pet available with the bundle right now, but I'm sure there will be other ways to get it in the future. But right now, it's with a bundle, so I know that's disappointed some people as far as that goes. I had mentioned, what'd you say, Andrew?
I said, of course. I can't believe they expected it any other way.
They didn't. But, sometimes you need an incentive to buy. They're like, well, what would make them buy if they could only get the Deathclaw this way? But in a few months you'll get it other ways. Like, probably even sooner, right? Most likely.
Yeah, usually.
So, I mentioned that there was a bit of a hint that he had said during the little reveal, little video about possibly wouldn't it be great if your companion could travel with you? Well, John, I'm talking about a John Rush here, creative director, he reiterated that recently, and that they will actually be testing it very soon on the PTS already, being able to have your companions travel with you in 76. So we're talking the new Deathclaw companion, but we're also talking the dogs and the cats and your big ass porker, your rat hog, which I got to give a quick shout out here. So our friend Brandon Andon shared an image where during the video, they're talking about being able to have your pets travel with you and subtitled. And he shared the funniest pic. So it's John Rush saying that, right? And with the subtitle, pulling it right now. Your pets will be able to travel with you. And then underneath the very first comment is, can we fix the pets to not be in my ass first? And it's got many, many likes and upvotes because, yes, those big ass porkers are right on top of you, and your cats, they're like always underfoot and you're tripping. So the pets are very much following you around everywhere in your camp. So good time. That is that I just thought that was really funny. But so moving on from there. So they are testing that already, which is exciting. They're not sitting still, they're keeping things going. But along that same line too, after the initial season reveal and then the infestations rollout, there was some grumbling because the rewards this season, you might notice how the last season or two, I haven't really gone through the reward list with many highlights as well. I did end up finishing this past season myself, and I don't know this one's compelling either. The rewards have just not been as compelling that we get for the season, and they're also not as connected to the story as they used to be. I mean, especially when we had the scoreboard, they were usually connected. But even the first couple times we had the ticket seasons, which, again, most of the community doesn't like as much. I don't like as much. I enjoyed the occasional audio log. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the graphics and all that of scoreboards. Some people had been working on scoreboards previously are not working on 76 anymore. So that's part of it. But they also wanted to do, a more universal system. And some people like it, some people don't. However, this season being, again, after last season was kind of the same and not as much coming recently, there was more complaining than usual. And you talk about how, you mentioned earlier about how, well, I just know it's the usual complaining. Things happen, people complain, it's what they do. And that's true. That is the cycle of Fallout and gaming in general, especially right now with social media, how some people feel. But this was louder than usual. And so there was an update to the patch notes from the Fallout 76 team. Let me just get into it real quick. So this is from the team, Bethesda, and they said, to all of our Appalachian Vault dwellers, we would not have made it 25 seasons and the 2 years before that without the support of all of you. Every Blue Ridge Caravan member, Brotherhood of Steel Knight, Camp Builder, Enclave Soldier, Ghoul, Lone Wanderer, Mothman Worshipper, and many more. We've heard your feedback that the rewards for the past couple seasons have not met your expectations. So we are going to fix that. Starting with season 26, next season, we will bring you more higher value rewards that are themed to be in line with the content for the update accompanying it. We'll also provide few rewards that are alternative colors of already existing items and lean into providing rewards that are unique and new. Your feedback means the world to us, so continue sharing it. And as always, thank you for playing.
That is so funny.
So, yeah, specifically calling out the fact that too many things are palette swaps.
Recolor
and they definitely can be. Between titles becoming like, oh, here's a couple titles. Like, yeah, they're cool, but I should get titles for achieving things. Titles should be tied to having done something, accomplished something, and not just earn tickets, for shooting Mirelurks. Like, they got to be connected. And then, yeah, the palette swaps. You got a blue variant. What if you had a red variant? What if you had a white variant? Oh my goodness, 4th of July. Look at that.
Woohoo, yeah. Red, white, and blue.
So I appreciate that. And I'm sure a lot of other people do too. But the truth is they know that. They always want to provide value. And in many ways, 76, the last 2 years, since the first season of the show, has gotten more content than it had gotten for the 2 years before that. The first 2 years were quite prolific. Then they slowed down quite a bit after Steel Dawn, Steel Rain, and we just got a few things with camps. We got slow rollouts of things, Daily Ops, the Expedition, then another year and a half. But then in the last 2 years, we've gotten Skyline Valley. We got Burning Springs. We got Ghoulification. We got all kinds of stuff. We got the Raid. We got additional expeditions and Atlantic City. That's all in the last 2 years. So it has been much faster. But there's still lulls in between. Player base is lagging like they do with seasons, and the game's getting older in the tooth. So some of the diehards who played for 6 years straight, you started slowing down 2 years ago. I slowed down pretty much 1 year ago. And it's just kind of how it is. The game will bring some of us back, but they recognize in order to entice people back and keep people who are still playing happy, they need to bring back not bring back Nuclear Winter.
Yeah, that would
Make
help.
Better rewards. That would help some people for sure, but I think we've made our peace with that. That's not happening.
I think Jerry would play.
I think a lot of friends would come by just for the novelty of it. Plus, Nuclear Winter was hella fun. It was hella fun. People would be like, oh, it was broke. Oh, it was Hacksword. Well, you know what? If you didn't play on PC, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was fine on console. And on PC, it was still a lot of fun, even if you would occasionally get kill shot from some dude in the clouds.
What was that term you said? Hacksword?
Yeah.
It's
my lead speak. Hacksword, Haxxord. Hacksword.
Hacksword. What is that?
It's what the hackers do with their elite skills.
Okay.
Yeah, Hacksword.
Hacksword.
That might be a Jess word. I don't know. Anyway.
I love Jessisms.
So yeah, but they would shoot you from the clouds. Like you would get killed, and then you'd see like, where did the person who shot me? Where did they shoot me from? And they'd be like up above the map in the clouds, and you're like, oh, that ain't cool, baby. That ain't cool. But even then, on PC, like I was playing Nuclear Winter on PC up to the last month, occasionally, and it wasn't that bad. Like there was a cheap kill occasionally. Those dudes were out there, but a lot of it was still fun. Anyway, the actual update. We got Infestation. Now I talked about them early on. That's fun. We've got seasonal fish coming. They're not here yet. Don't jump in and waste 30-some. Prestige, best bait, superb bait. Don't do that thinking you're going to catch yourself a seasonal fish.
What does that mean?
No. Yeah.
What's that mean? What's a seasonal fish?
So there are new seasonal fish and seasonal fish recipes coming. So for a period of time, each season, summer, spring, fall, winter, there's going to be special fish you can catch for a few weeks. And then there's special recipes you can use to make them with and, get little chivos for getting them and all that, little challenges.
Let me guess. They're just going to be reskins of the previous fish we
It's just a palette swap. It's a palette swap. Absolutely. This one is green.
Ooh, but this is the glowing.
But, I joke, but actually I'm really excited about seasonal fish. I think a lot of us who enjoy fishing are. That's great. So, yeah. But looking at the calendar.
That's so funny. That made me think... You know how there's like deer season, duck season, rabbit season. I don't know if there's actually a rabbit season, but deer season, bear. There's certain seasons for hunting. Is it that way for fish at all? Is there salmon seasons? Okay,
there are certain
seasons?
Fisheries.
Okay,
there's lobsters. There are certain fish you don't want to overfish their populations. So
you can only do lobster certain times of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. They're also, it's regional. So not only are there like seasons you catch certain fish and others that you're not supposed to, but there's also this time of year you can fish in this area of the bay. This time of year you can fish around here up the coast. Yeah.
Wow. I bet you they hate all that regulation, fishermen. Good Lord.
Oh, of course they do. And poaching on the ocean is a little bit easier. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's a big place.
Yeah, it has to be.
Like Camelot, it's a silly place.
Although it's hard to get away if someone can see you. It's there's nothing to hide behind. So. Helicopter can catch up to a boat pretty easily.
Lee in chat says, just found out the best way to get ignored in nuclear winter is dress in a Brahmin suit, lay on a table, and yell, "Eat me." Yeah, or a turkey outfit. In my case, it was mostly turkey.
Present
we didn't have a Brahmin
yourself
suit yet.
on
But
a
exactly.
silver platter.
There could be 3 of us together in nuclear winter.
They run right by. It's hilarious.
Turkeys hide. If you're not, it's kind of like, if you don't move, they can't see you.
It's like, I wonder if I dressed in old gray, they would think it was a statue or something.
Yeah. Like, that statue got me high. But
statue
looking
got me high.
Love that song.
The statue got you high.
I haven't heard it in a while.
Oh,
so there is actually a lot happening this month. So I mentioned, we've got seasonal fish coming, Deathclaw Camp Pet, infestations. They also announced officially the next gen update. So this summer they are testing the next gen update, and sometime this summer they'll be rolling it out. What is a next gen update, you ask? So people on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 Pro, Xbox Series S and X, I assume the S as well, but definitely the X and other stuff, are going to get an updated version of the game that should have better draw distance, higher resolutions, better rendering, better textures. Essentially, we'll be getting on console what they have on PC, is what I think is kind of what they're aiming for. But we'll find out. Anyway, if you've been waiting for that as something you're excited about for performance reasons or just looks and resolution, we should be getting that. They've had incremental changes all along, smaller ones, but this should be the big one. So let's see. That's pretty much the big ones that I want to mention for the actual update. But community calendar, I've mentioned a couple times. So there is, starting next week on the 7th until the 15th, a community challenge. We don't know what that is yet. So I don't know. Is it going to be one of those things where kill 10,000 scorched, take down this many scorched beasts, go, poke Earl in his bony knees 20 times? Like, I don't know, but it's a community challenge happening. And they haven't done those in a while. I enjoy those. Sometimes they're the little mini seasons. I don't think that's what this is going to be. I think community challenge would be like we had before Steel Dawn, Steel Rain, when we had to collect stuff for Brotherhood, for our boy Russell Dorsey out there. And bring him
drop
concrete
it to
and
a
stuff.
box and stuff, right? Okay.
Yep. Or like we kill this many they have the brooms and clean up this many scorched before this date in order to earn a reward. So I'm hoping it's one of those, because that's really fun. It brings the community together. And honestly, I am more likely if you tell me that if I log in and kill a couple hundred of some creature, it's going to help the community to a challenge, I'm logging in and killing a couple hundred of a creature. I care about that way more than a red parka instead of my blue parka.
Yeah, exactly. Way more.
Yeah.
But the only thing I always had, I raised an eyebrow about that, because would they ever dangle a reward, a community reward, and then not present it? Like, has it ever happened that we did not achieve the threshold that gives you the reward, and they're like, oh gosh, guys, you didn't get it, sorry? No. I think that no matter what you hit, they're going to say, oh, you got it, good job.
Some conspiracy theorists will say, oh, that big jump near the end, that's what it was.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
no, we did it. We did.
No.
They might
There's no
occasionally
way they
had
track
things.
that shit. Come on.
Oh, they totally track that stuff.
No,
Remember,
they don't
at
care.
year end.
They
At
don't
year end, we used to
care.
get statistics. How
They're
many
just
this we did, how
rolling
many
on
that
their
we
big
did.
pile of money, counting their fat stacks and making it rain. That's all
Are
they're
you saying
doing.
are you saying they're going, hey, co-pilot, please make a list of, how many Scorched Beast Queens
don't
the
say
False
stuff
Community
like that out loud.
took down? Oh, I'm so sorry. Nobody says hey, co-pilot, though. That's not setting up anybody's device.
What is that?
That's the Microsoft AI.
Whose device? Oh, that's Microsoft. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, they're not doing that. They're like, make me some fake statistics that sound real. Wait, are they? No, they're not. They're completely not.
Make
Andrew.
me some imaginary threshold that makes it seem like, oh, yay, we did it, you guys.
So after the community challenge, which is completely legit and going to be awesome, hopefully, we have 2 helpings of Meat Week coming up on the 23rd. So that's 2 weeks away still. But we're getting a couple Meat Weeks. And in the middle of Meat Week starts the seasonal fish run. So we'll be getting meats and fishes. We'll be so stuffed, big old bellies. We'll be good.
Fish knocked.
Fish knocked. Oh my God. Can you imagine Fosh knocked, but everything has a fish mask?
Is there a fish mask yet? Because that would be a hilarious picture to set up.
I want to do fish knocked. You guys, people in chat, all
Let's
our
do
friendos.
it. Fish knocked. Come
Let's
on.
do fish knocked. That'll be the next flash mob. The fish knocked flash mob.
You do have to. Oh wait, those are frog eggs. I was gonna say you do have to collect salmon roe, but no, it's frog egg.
So, a couple, yeah. Rando said you got scammed by a fallout shelter season. Now you don't trust nothing.
It's like I mentioned to Suliore, it's only a scam if you give them your money. You know.
Exactly. So, little thing in the update too that wasn't actually in the patch notes, but I do want to mention they made some improvements to the Atomic Shop. So they have kind of heard the comments and complaints about the organization of the Atomic Shop, how so many bundles are everything new is old again by remixing and remastering and bringing stuff together, which is great for new players, but can be a bit silly. And the fact that sometimes the pictures don't actually match what's in the bundle as well as they should. And it is way too easy to accidentally buy stuff. We've all been there. Like, oh, that looks like a cool outfit. Let me look closer. So you open it up to look closer. You flip it to pages. You hit the button to back out, but instead you buy it. You own it. Right. It's one click. There's no confirmation. They have added a confirm purchase button with this update. Finally, after years.
Yeah. Twice at least, if not 3 times, I had to do so because Mo made purchases without me looking. You know? Pick up the controller and start going to town.
Mo bought all those things that you tried on and you
bunch of power armor skins and shit. I'm like, what the hell is
no,
this?
but he really did. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. So
no,
also
it's
coming
not.
up. Oh, right. I'm so sorry. It's
just
not funny.
It is now. Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad that they brought that in. But yeah, we are also getting a Starfield update. Starfield fixes and improvements.
Ooh, fun.
Next update will be June 11th. There's not a lot to it. There's not any major notes. But one of the biggest causes for lockups, especially on PlayStation when you're wandering planets and scanning, they're fixing that. And they're fixing up some other odd lockups. They're fixing stuff around our new buddy, Delta.
Drinking
the
Buddy?
robot has a few issues.
Delta.
No, not Drinking Buddy. It's a different robot. He's actually, I mean, yeah, he's not as friendly as Drinking Buddy.
Few robots are.
That's true. That is very true.
He's got a joke ready and everything.
He's everybody's friend. Yep. Also, some I've mentioned before, but some of the issues around Terran Armada are things like the incursion markers never going away and getting ghost incursion markers, stuff like that. So a lot of little things with the update they're going to be fixing. That'll be on June 11th. So if you haven't jumped into Starfield since the big update, or if you haven't played Terran Armada yet, never been a better time. I say that every time, but it's true. Never been a better time. Just keeps getting better, hopefully. Beyond that, Fallout 4, another patch over there too. We got obviously the storage update, storage expansion, and they fixed a few things around that. Little hot fixes, working pretty well for people from what I have heard. Hopefully people who have a Fallout 4 installed, they've gone in, checked and see if their mods were loaded or played with them a little bit. But we're a bit busy right now with our roundtable and other games and other things happening. So, the time will come to rebuild that list soon enough.
Star core markers. That's another thing I was looking for. I can't.
We're trying to find a mod to
I can't
label
find
them for
star core markers. How does that not fucking exist?
Right? You would think there'd be something. Well, I mean,
that would be the
I think there
first
are enough
mod I would
guides.
make for Nuka World would be locate the fucking star cores. I cannot believe. And there's there's all sorts of like collectible markers, but I can't just specifically bam star core. That's all I want.
Yeah, they're all in one place, Andrew. Like they're all within the galactic zone. How hard is that?
But there's some
Wait,
that
no,
aren't.
they're not.
Yeah,
What am I
there's
saying?
some that aren't.
Yeah, no, I made
There's
that
like
up. I'm totally
5
wrong. I know better.
Most
They're all
of
in
them,
Nuka
yes,
World, at least.
are. Yeah, but it's still a big place. I mean,
there are
I
enough
know
lists too. Like, it's not that hard. Pull up game facts.
Yeah, but then it's like 30, and I don't want to go back to look through 30 just to find 3. You know, like, fuck. Just tell me where they are. I don't want to go
No,
through
there should be. It's like
list.
Stones of Baranzaya. We need markers for all of them, right?
Right.
Yep. Yeah, there's a mod on Nexus for it, but I don't believe there's any on Creations. And you were looking.
Yeah, I found collectibles things. I even found a mod that'll plop down a crate of 100 star cores right in front of the computer. I was like, oh, fucking sweet. So I took them out and I plopped a couple. I tried to put them in the computer, and it wouldn't. Like, it's just like the game knows that they're not the real star cores, so they don't count. I'm like, why would you make a mod for this and not make them count? Why even, like, what is this mod for if not to fill these specific slots and this like, I don't understand the point of this fucking mod now if they don't actually count. What do you got to do on your end, buddy? What button did you forget to click that said make these count?
Yeah, because if they don't count, what's the point, right?
Exactly.
You don't want star cores for looks.
Yeah, who's like tossing star cores around the place for decoration? They do look pretty cool.
You know, speaking of, though, of these sort of things and mods and we did get a check-in from Vanessa. So she mentioned
nice.
Midweek last week that she was listening to last week's show, and we talked about the annoyance of the Nuka World 100,000 tickets achievement, you know, dunking the ball, getting the tickets and all that. Yeah, what a pain it is. And she said she's happy to report she actually spent a chunk of her weekend last weekend on that very thing. Getting the ticket
for you.
with the hoop shot
Good for
game.
you. That's great.
So she found a video about glitching several machines together to get multiples of tickets. So that makes a big difference. So not only are you doing the dunking on one machine, but you're glitching multiple machines together so that you're getting tickets on multiple machines while dunking. And she said it didn't take as long. She did 3, you can do up to 5. And so it's not as bad. It's a pointless thing to spend time on. But when that's the only achievement left, it's worth it. I mean, her and Nana, she got it now. Nana got it. Will got it. So
what?
Gonna have to get on that ticket train.
Are there people out there who have legitimately done it without any sort of like exploit or explosive ammo, or who literally just sat there and played skee ball for like 4 years?
I'm sure when it first came out, they were hating everything, you know, but nerd's gonna nerd, achievement hunter's gonna achievement hunt. That's what we do.
Man, that would be a good achievement, actually doing it without the exploits.
That's one I could do on the treadmill. See? There we go.
That would be great. Perfect use of your time.
Speaking of glitching things, also our girl Dawn, our friend Dawn, mentioned in Fallout Shelter. So she's back in Shelter too, checking the season. And she asked if anyone in Fallout Shelter had weird stuff like this happening. She's got a new vault for the season, and she didn't have that many cool outfits, but her characters are wearing cool outfits, and turns out she doesn't actually own them. They're just wearing them. So yeah, she has a guy named Harold, a new character, hanging out in Maxon's coat. Like, he's got the end gear Maxon's coat stuff.
But she can't take it off of him?
No, she's worried if she takes off, because it's just identified as regular gear when she looks at it. She said it has the stats of a soldier's outfit, but it looks like Maxon's coat. And if she switches it, it might switch. So, yeah, but she's got a couple glitched outfits. It's
that
funny.
is interesting.
But it is also funny going back and listening and looking at things too. Rando in that same thread. So we were just talking a lot of Fallout this week, like we always do, you know, in the Discord. And he talks about how early on, you know, Myra was so not melee focused at all, and yet over time evolved to be almost completely melee. And our characters really do. Like, we have a plan for them, we have a role for them, and then they change. You know, how it evolves. Push outside our comfort zone, but sometimes we return.
Yeah, it's hard not to fall back into your sneaky sniper ways, guys.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Some people have such a hard time with that. Like, they not playing stealth archer is the challenge. Not playing sneaky sniper. I don't know. It's not me. It's not you. But a lot of people it is.
That's not me.
So, Summer Game Fest happened today. That would be the Jeff Keighley presentation of not E3. We've already had a couple shows this week. So we had the PlayStation State of Play earlier in the week. It was a good state of play for PlayStation friends. There was some fun stuff there. If you're a fan of God of War, you might think the new God of War La Fey
My
looks
wife likes
interesting.
that series.
Yeah, and so you're going to be playing as Faye, Kratos' second wife, who is dead. But, this is a God of War game. Afterlife happens for gods and godlike beings, demigods too. So looks pretty cool. And there are a number of others. So some interesting stuff happening there. Summer Game Fest was today. I think it was maybe one of the best Summer Game Fest presentations that they've had since Jeff started doing this in, 23 slowed down, 2021, etc. It's been, it was good. A lot of good stuff. Watched with some friends. I mean, I was watching at work, but I was commenting back and forth with Jerry and Suliore and friends occasionally. Things to saw of interest. They showed another trailer for Blood of the Dawn Walker, which I'm excited about. That's the new demi-vampire game that looks really interesting from the people, some people who made The Witcher, but he's a daywalker vampire.
It sounds like all these video games that are vampire-centric could easily be like metal bands, too.
They totally could be. Yeah. And this is a bit like Blade in a way, the whole Dampier, like half vampire kind of hybrid thing. Mm-hmm. So, and Blade is being made as a game too, but this is obviously different than Blade. Blade is modern and this is very Witcher-esque.
I heard they were resurrecting the Blade movie series as well. Does this have anything to do with Blade the game and the movie? This is all the vampire stuff is all intertwined. Is that a Marvel title? Is
Blade is Marvel?
It is.
I
Wow.
think, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Yep. So, but there was a lot there. I don't have anything special to shout out. Highlights for me in chat. If you guys saw a highlight that you want to shout out, let me know and I'll mention it too. A highlight for me was probably Wolf Among Us 2. So they've been working on Wolf Among Us 2 for years, and it kind of went dark. This is the original Telltale game based on the Fables comic book series. One of the best Telltale games. Well, we got a good glimpse of Big B Wolf and Wolf Among Us 2 today. Art style intact, characters we love, and yeah, so excited to see that's still alive. That was awesome. Final Fantasy VII, absolutely. Spoilers there, but Rando mentions that. The third one, Final Fantasy, it has a title now. Oh my gosh, what is it? So we had Remake, we had Rebirth, and the new one is Revelation. That's it, Final Fantasy Revelation. People are wondering what it's going to be. I had to start with that, but it's going to be like Reunion, Reunification, Resurrected, so Revelation.
Redo.
Yeah, redo.
Cash grab number 8.
Restart. Oh, goodness. So that was fun. Beyond that, Gothic 2. Yeah, Jolts mentioned this. I actually, Jolts, if you're listening, I had it on my list as ones I wanted to mention. So people might remember the Gothic series as a classic Eurojank, old school fantasy RPG series out of Europe. And it's a bit of a Scrolls-like, but it's a third-person game. But Gothic 1, 2, they're classics. Well, Gothic is getting a remake, and happy to say it came out today, and reviews are pretty sweet. People, if you know Mortismal games, he's enjoying it. A lot of my other, people I know who enjoy this kind of game, darker RPGs, Euro RPGs, are saying it's faithful, it's true, it's difficult. This is one that Ray might even like, except that it's not first person, but I think it would speak to him otherwise. So yeah, Gothic remake is out. Kind of like Oblivion remake, sir.
I had to Google Eurojank.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of a gaming term.
If I would have just thought for a second, like janky games from Europe. Yep. There you go.
Exactly. But it's a very specific kind of feel that a lot of kind of there was a lot of AA fantasy and games like that came out of Europe for a while there that just started calling it Eurojank because they were. Yeah. A little less polished, a little more buggy. Witcher 1 falls into that category for sure.
The AI description actually uses the word polish as well. It's like highly ambitious, mechanically deep, atmospheric, but suffer from a lack of polish.
Yeah.
Bugs and clunky user interfaces. Yeah.
And Bethesda players, we respect the jank. We understand the jank.
That
Eurojank
sounds like a Bethesda game. Exactly like a Bethesda game. Come on.
Yeah, they were usually a step further without quite as much ambition, but it was partly the ambition that sank them too, because they'd go for that level of scope and epicness and, only be able to do so much. But I think that's it for the bits, Andrew.
Bits.
You know,
bits.
The Xbox showcase will be coming up on Sunday. We've also got the Future Game Showcase happening. We've got a PC Game Showcase happening. A lot of cool stuff. A lot of great, keep your ear to the internet.
The grind.
And you'll hear about some cool stuff coming.
You're talking about PlayStation.
The new Pod Racer game, too. You might like that.
Is that a Star Wars thing?
Yeah, Star Wars Pod Racer.
That's the only part of Star Wars I just fucking hate. It's that stupid Pod Racer scene.
It makes a fun game, though. I know. I like the original Pod Racing game. This one looks like a lot of fun.
It's like a half an hour long. I'm like, God damn.
And it's the year of Forza. You know how all of our friends are playing Forza? Even Josh talking about it, and then everybody in Discord's talking about it. There's a new game coming called Clutch that was by some people of Forza, but it's Forza with story mode. There's a new, not Lego, Hot Wheels. There's a new Hot Wheels game that looks like Hot Wheels Horizon. Yeah, good time.
What do you do in a Hot Wheels game? Are they just small tracks and fun loop-de-loops and stuff?
Exactly. Yeah, just more stunts, more silliness, not quite as
great.
simmy. And Assassin's Creed Black Flag. They showed a good trailer for that, which we're all excited about the remake of that.
That's an old game, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a remake that looks really good.
There are 50 Assassin's Creed games now. Crazy. So you're talking about PlayStation. Whenever I, mention PlayStation, it's always Uncharted and I don't know what else. I would like to play Spider-Man.
Last of Us. Yeah, all the Spider-Man games.
I know you have a PlayStation, but I thought you used it mostly for 77. If you don't play a Fallout game on your PlayStation, what would you play on PlayStation? Do you have a PlayStation, exclusive title that you follow or like or anything? Do you ever play your PlayStation?
Fallout 76.
That's it. Huh?
My PlayStation has only ever played Fallout 76.
That's the only game that the processor has run through.
It may have played Shelter on PlayStation. It may have played one other game. God of War. Right. I did the new God of War 2018. I did play a little bit of that. That's it.
Fun.
That's all I've played on it ever. Yeah, I'm an Xbox girl. Hey, speaking of other systems and showcases, I also want to shout out, moving into the shout outs part of the bits, kind of. So our buddy Cosmo, his daughter actually works at a studio that had a game that they showed. So I don't think he'll mind me mentioning on the show. But at the Women-Led Game Showcase, they were showing a number of games there too, with some great games from women-led studios. And Serenity Forge has a game coming out called Puppergeist that looks really cute, where you've got a ghost dog companion. Just good times, and his daughter's working on it. So I was really excited to see that, and shout out to her, working in game dev and making it happen. When that game comes out, I am definitely playing it, and I will let y'all know what I think.
Journey through the doggy underworld in this heartwarming rhythm visual novel. Reunite with your lost pup by connecting with other dog spirits, learning their stories, and lifting their moods through rhythm games full of charm and challenges.
Literally the best description of a game. I mean, how good does that sound? Reuniting with your
rhythm
puppy
games
friends with ghost puppies, and there's rhythm and music too. Can't beat it.
You love those rhythm games. Let's see, in Guitar Hero and stuff, I know there's so are they a lot of things moving down the screen and hitting the buttons at the same time as things passing by or something with the rhythm games? How do the rhythm games usually work?
It really depends. A lot of times it's, hitting on the beat, striking, moving, dodging, parrying on the beat.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, sometimes it is rhythm mini games like that, like with Guitar Hero and hitting stuff in time as it comes down the staff. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know for this one. We will.
Puppergeist art is so cute. I like the pictures.
Right?
Oh, it's really good. Really good stuff. All right, I'll check that out too, except for I can't.
It's on PC. It's okay. Someday.
Maybe I'll get a PC. I always threaten to get a PC. Maybe I'll keep threatening. I'll threaten to get a PC.
Yeah.
Never actually do it, you guys. All right. Thank you for the news bits, shouts. Right. That's great. Check out the game. Do you have anything else that you'd like to bring up on the show this evening, Jess?
No, just a shout out to everybody going through stuff. Everybody holding up, keeping on, doing their best. I haven't really told anybody. I didn't want to talk about it until it happened, but my dad just went through a major surgery with some stuff happening, and it went well today.
Great.
So, which is good, but keep him in your thoughts to continue to recover because he's fighting the big one. It's the big stuff. But he's going to be fine. And any of you going through stuff too, you're going to be fine. Just keep on keeping on. We're hitting summer. Life can be tough, but we push on through.
Oh no. Yeah, keep him in your thoughts, everyone. All right. In that case, I will say that you can find Jess and all of her many projects over at Sleep is 4T. And Jess, awesome hanging out tonight.
Yeah, it's been great. What a great chat. I miss Ray, though. I hope he returns to us soon.
Yep, safe travels, Ray. He can be found at RayLB, and check out his No Man's Sky show. It's called Butcher, Baker, Candlemaker in Space. I'm hanging out in the Discord a little bit more and generally over there on the Facebook group. Show can be found at the Fallout Feed. I'd like to thank everyone for downloading this edition of the Fallout Feed. We will see you in the Wasteland.
Thank you for downloading this episode of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. If you are interested in doing a play-along character with us, the show can be contacted by emailing falloutroundtable@gmail.com. For the Roundtable schedule, our Amazon link, and all other show information, please head on over to asapodcasting.com, where you will find the Fallout Feed, a Skyrimatic podcast, our YouTube channel, the Chatterbox, as well as other content. Once again, thank you for downloading, and we'll see you in the Wasteland.
And just another manipulative dude in a stream of pompous pricks, unwilling allies. Dun 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 dun, chomp. Dun 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 dun, chomp.
Chomp.
Chomp, 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 chomp.
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 Can't hit a cow's ass with a banjo.
Not as much coming recently. To all of our Appalachian Vault dwellers, things happen, people complain, it's what they do.
Tearing down all the institutions, toxic cloud.